We're probably gonna go a little bit late, but
We're recording. So, the party
you could probably
making
just
their way out
shouting.
of the
I
Evercrest
don't care.
Mountains.
I don't think they care.
They were
Not right now, anyway.
not surprised or assaulted, but they were caught off guard by what seems to have been
Bro, you fine.
troops or some kind of scouting party. Um, they were um, taken under arrest or taken, so to say. They were led to the front gates where they were met by Joanna, where the party, knowing her to have been or to be the white-haired one or somebody else, and her two guards. They led the party to the front steps of Jupiter, where a large dwarven-looking, elven-looking, kind of like a mix between the two, built city with magic. The gates, almost like a metal detector type deal, where you walk through and it tells what kind of magical items you had on you. The party was stripped of all their armor and weapons. They were interrogated and made to uh, give up any secrets if they held any ill will against this, what you guys can tell as much, a sovereign nation. Um, they were forced into bath chambers to bathe and clean up, and given a change of clothing. Your armor and weapons have not been given back to you yet. Where you guys exited the bathing chambers into a foyer of some sorts, and you were greeted by um, Joanna again, with her two guards to the left and the right. And that's where the party was left off. So, you guys are standing in this foyer, and Elena is standing before you. Well, I believe that you have been summoned, and we're going to take you to meet so-called the ruler of this land. But it's not a ruler in the sense that you from the valley down below perceive. So, if you would follow me, we will make our way towards the chambers, and if you have any questions along the way, do ask. You guys are right about there. So, she takes you to a main street to the left. She's in the very front.
Look at this.
The guard is right behind that, and at the
It's a
very
city.
back of the very back of the party is the tall elven
Different game.
tall elven man.
This was the group I used to play.
So, she's leading you down the city,
Be safe.
and all around you guys are dwarves, elves, gnomes. Here and there's like a minotaur too, very very sparse, and half orc, and a couple dragonborn that you see here and there, but a lot more elf than you'd actually anticipate. And everybody is dressed very nice. Everybody is using, especially to Kaz and Freya, to your surprise, magic is being freely used on the streets. People are cleaning themselves. People are using it. You can see people hanging potted plants on their windowsills, using magic to levitate. You can see some people moving water back and forth using magic, and a lot of magical items as well being used. As you are being just led down the street towards this giant, this giant looking person, almost looking like they're sitting on some kind of throne with large pearl-like encrusted obsidian gates.
You mentioned that we were all wearing nice clothing as well, too.
Very, very nice clothing, yes. Almost kind of a mixture between, it's a weird mixture. Nothing that any of you guys have ever felt before. It's a weird mixture between silk and cotton. It's very light, and it's very airy, and it feels very nice, but you guys are kind of in the mountains, and it's in the middle of winter, And surprisingly, for as lightweight as this clothes is, it's very warm.
I'm gonna walk next to Elena, and I'm going to ask her what she means that this individual we're going to see is not like a ruler, like from the valley below.
So as you go to step up next to Elena, that burly-looking female kind of like cuts you off, and then just kind of like over their shoulder just glances at you and gives you kind of like a smirk slash like snarl, like, okay, keep your distance.
Bitch. Listen, I thought you said it was okay for us to ask you questions on the way there.
You can ask me questions. She doesn't look at you. She just keeps walking straight ahead, and she almost looks like she's like floating. She doesn't look like she's walking like a normal gait when you walk. She's just like seamlessly moving. Yes, you may ask questions, but do keep a distance.
Elena Penn's dragon. The white one, Joanna.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't realize they were the same person.
Yep. Joanna was her fake name, remember?
Okay, good.
She was the one. Yeah, that was the one she decided to give you when she didn't want you to know
Yes.
who she was. Yes.
Gotcha.
I must have
Alright.
just missed the real name.
So I'm going to ask again. What do you mean by the ruler that we're going to go see not being like a ruler from below?
Our rulers here, or those that are chosen to rule, are voted in by the people. They are also the strongest among us. There's candidates for the king or the queen, and we hold not a death match, but we do hold a fight. The top 5 candidates that are voted in by the people then fight each other for who is the strongest for the throne. And only the strongest among them, with the vote from the people, is that leads us.
I see. Survival of the fittest kind of thing?
Correct. The one that sits on the throne now has been there for a little over a decade.
Must be
He's
pretty
been-
tough.
He has been challenged 32 times and has held his throne all 32 times.
I'm gonna slowly kind of inch my way back and kind of nudge Morn and be like, you could probably.
I think you can cut out. What's that?
That would be fun.
Oh,
32 time.
you hear at the very back of the line, you hear the tall elven male kind of under his breath.
Not trying to cause trouble. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut at this point.
I'm going to be like staying in the middle of the group as much as possible.
Okay.
And kind of suspiciously looking at everything.
And everything is, this is the nicest you've ever seen, Morn. Like, you just the travels that you've done with this party and living in the mountains, it's gorgeous. Everything is, very, like pearl white, and everything is very, very, very clean. Very well upkept. Nothing looks run down. You don't see people in the alleyways in between houses that are begging for food. Everybody looks like nobody wants for anything, and they live well within a certain amount of means.
Dang, pretty idyllic.
Is it that bad? Nah.
Cutting it in.
I don't know. I've been kind of having issues. Strat said the same thing earlier too. So
Okay, yeah. Even try. Usually when you leave and
I heard all of that.
okay.
yeah, it cut in and out a little bit, but
All right, there we go. So, nothing really, nothing. Nobody really wants it. It does look very like yeah, it does look very idyllic. Everybody looks like the city guard look a little lax, but they look serious. You walk by a couple of them that are adorned in full white armor with gold trim and a tabard across the front. That is a 8-headed hydra with all its mouths open up, and in each one is like an item. It looks like a bone in one, a sword in one, a shield in one, and at the very bottom, the claws grasp over like a wall, and it's all adorned in like gold trim, and they have helms that come over, and you can literally just see the eye slits. It's like it's the helms where it's like it has the eye slit down, and then like the little one for the mouth, kind of like a T. But nobody fears the guards. Nobody shriek back. You know, some people, a couple kids run up to the guards and they actually hand them like little snacks, little like as you guys walk by a like bakery slash like donuts and stuff like that. Somebody walks out and they give them a treat, and the guards thank them and walk on. It's very happy. Not what you're used to seeing when you go to a lot of towns. You know, there's people that are groveling in the back corners. The streets are a little dirty and trudged in mud, but these are all brick laid stone, very nicely done. So,
You said nobody looks like they are wanting. Everybody's just kind of like happily going about their business.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, and for you it's kind of a shock because you see human and you see elven, and they're working together. Some of them are holding hands. They almost look like they're dating. There's a couple market stands that you guys walk by where you see a gnome talking to somebody, and the same time a elven woman walks in and she begins to talk as well. They exchange some kind of gold or currency. She fills up her basket and walks away. Everything just seems like they coalesce, and no issues or even problems with the fact that they are human versus elf or dragonborn.
I kind of whisper that everybody seems a little too happy.
This doesn't feel real.
Not at all.
But I'd say it's a dream, but in my dreams I wouldn't be wearing this stupid outfit.
You clean up nice.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Ooh.
About 5 minutes later, you guys make it to the doors. The doors are about 20 feet high and about 30 or 40 feet wide. And they open up seamlessly. No creaking, no noise. It seems very well built. Elena turns around. So, you will address him as Sir or Your Majesty. Nothing more, unless he instructs you otherwise. You will keep your mouth shut unless asked questions. You will meet His Highness Beowulf III Ingoof. He is the current and ruler. Ingoof. Ingouf. Beowulf or Beowulf. Beutwulf. He runs the castle Efferkeep, and this is Jupiter, or as we like to call it, the roaming grounds. You will be seen by the Council of the Rook, and they will determine what we will do with you from here on out.
Council of the Rook, you said?
The Rook. Rook or Rook. R-O-O-K. My head is way too shiny, guys.
Hey, just shiny like
I,
a gem, man.
Well, I got bored, and instead of just buzzing it, I actually bicked it. I don't like it. Not one bit. Feels weird.
What's the castle called?
Efferkeep. Efferkeep. The Efferkeep.
Okay, get all my notes.
You were led
So we go
inside this
inside?
chamber, and it opens up into a large inner castle. The inside is very well kept, very clean when you first walk in. Everything is white, kind of pearl, marble-ish looking. You are led through that chamber, and there's guards on both sides, and they make up all different races. There's some dwarven, gnome. You see one or two dragonborn. You see a minotaur in full plate armor. You were led through to another set of doors, and it's funny. Everything up until this point has been marble and gold, and very clean and very white. You come through the first set of doors, and all of a sudden the doors go from that white marble look to a black onyx. And they are just, it's trimmed with gold as well, but here and there around the whole door are skulls. Every 15 feet. So there are 20 skulls in total that line the whole doorway.
Not
And
so
there's
happy anymore.
two torches on both sides that are just kind of lit up on both sides of the doors. She turns around, hands together. Remember, do not speak unless spoken to, and keep your answers truthful, as we will know when you are lying. Please, follow me. And the doors open up, and inside the chamber is a lot darker. It's not like depressing, but it definitely gets a feel of, you go from like happy and like, you know, nothingness to very serious and powerful. And about 60 feet in front of you, sitting on a giant stone throne, with his hand, sitting back in the chair, and a giant axe next to him, with his hand on top of it, just resting, is a giant individual. Just from the amount of distance you are away, he already looks larger than normal. He is adorned.
Bigger than Morn?
You're not sure yet. You're about 60 feet away. To your left and to your right, there is a second, like upper pews in a church. To your left and your right, and there's 4 seats across, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. To your left sits a dragonborn, a gold dragonborn, with white robes, hands crossed on the chest, sitting there. To the left is a smaller individual, gnomish looking, and then across the far side to your right is a elven female sitting in one of the seats, and then the other seat is empty.
I'm gonna straighten my back and broaden my shoulders slowly.
Okay?
Say it with your chest.
Morn is
You're-
peacocking.
You're led into, right up to about 20 feet off of the main throne. And as you get closer, this individual gets larger and larger and larger and larger. Now that you're within 20 feet, this individual is a dark gray in color with white eyes, one giant beard that comes down and is twirled into intricate designs with bone jewelry woven into the beard. He is wearing 2 shoulder spikes that come out to 2 horns on both sides, and large, like a fur draped up over the shoulders. Kind of.
How'd you find that so quick?
More like
giant king.
A for effort.
Less ice, but kind of just big.
kind of like this.
Ah,
Oh.
your signature picture.
That's my baby. That's what I strive to be. It's all that is man, baby. And he sits, and that exact looking helmet sits right off to his left-hand side, draped against one of the armrests. And he sits there. And roughly from what you can tell, just looking at him, he seems to be almost 8 feet tall. Maybe somewhere in the 600 to 700 pound range. He is a big, big man. Or some kind of humanoid. He doesn't have the normal skin color of a human. And his eyes aren't human in nature. And he just sits back in his seat and looks at you. Elena goes to the end of the stone staircase. She kneels down. My lord Beetwolf, I bring the individuals before you. We have probed, and nothing that I can tell makes me think that they owe any allegiance to the empire below. They seem to be of no danger, but we'll let the council decide. He looks down at you. Well, if you have crossed the Evercrest Mountains and you make your way to my humble kingdom, you must hold some form of fortitude and some balls to come into my kingdom. So,
Staying still with us or no?
Thane is not with you guys.
He was separated when we came into the town, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So, I would like you freely to tell me what you're doing here. Do not lie to me, or I will personally sever your heads from your bodies and spike you on my doorway out front. And he leans back into his chair and sits.
I think we're all afraid to speak.
Well,
Okay,
we
hold
need
on.
your help.
Give me like 1 second. God dang it. Sorry. Talk about yourself.
I love that
Oh.
pause for effect before they started speaking.
I think we're all afraid to talk.
I don't think any of our characters are comfortable at all.
No. So it's like, which one of us is going to speak? Who's probably the least likely to get us into trouble? Yes. That's it. That's it exactly.
I mean, Ping could talk, I guess. He'd be dumb enough to do
Well,
it.
I mean, technically anybody, but it's more just like, which would be the safest person to speak?
Do you need me to open the door?
Kaylin, for sure.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping and waiting
The
for
neutral
Caitlin
party.
to talk. Caitlin, your words always seem to get us into trouble.
I have to be the diplomat yet again, don't I?
Go ahead.
Oh god, what did he ask? The king?
He asked you.
No peer pressure.
He asked you what you were doing here, why he should trust you, basically.
Why he
Hey.
shouldn't sever your head from your neck.
Correct.
So
You basically, you
Why are
basically
we there?
stumbled. Yeah, you basically stumbled into a magical / bounty hunter's heaven.
I mean, we didn't really stumble into it. We came here with intention.
Correct. But as far as
I'm
he
just-
knows,
I'm just gonna lean forward, like, and look to the right a little bit, and look at Kalen, kind of expecting him to answer the question.
I'm also gonna lean forward and turn and look at Kaylin.
God damn it.
You got this.
We love
I
you,
believe.
Kaylin.
Man, the words
We-
are just not
we
coming
are-
to me.
We are here looking for someone. We are here to hunt. We were trying to hunt down a little girl and some people that were taken as slaves.
And I'll discreetly nudge Ping in the elbow and say, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty. They were taken as sacrifices. And we believe that they were taken up here north of the Evercrest Mountains. We came here in search of some assistance in finding them. Your Majesty.
make a persuasion roll.
Your
You got this. You got
Your
this.
Majesty.
First roll an eye, boys and girls.
Come on, Ping, you can do this.
Somebody's banging something.
Wow. I mean, I'm not lying.
No, you're not lying, but he doesn't necessarily trust you.
He just doesn't give a shit.
Can somebody else help me?
I was just gonna say.
Come on.
I'm also gonna speak up then after I kind of hear Ping and with Your Majesty. Yeah, so we came into contact with a large orc invasion of sorts, where we discovered that people were being used as sacrifices to open a portal. Some of our friends and family were taken as slaves. So we are trying to get to them. All that we know is that they were in the cold mountainous region, and it was a fairly large army, and we're going to need some kind of assistance in locating them and getting our friends and family back.
We came here to ask for help. It doesn't seem like any of the armies or the guards south of the mountains are capable of dealing with this. We can't deal with all of them ourselves, and we thought maybe someone here could help us.
Yes, I know about these invasions. They tend to make their way to the Evercrest Mountains, and we've dealt with them here and there. They are an annoying bunch, but they've never given us much issue. Nor did I know they were taking people. So that is an interesting fact.
Your Majesty, they've also portaled all the way west as Steinthorn and Kettleness and are kidnapping people. I think they've gotten a lot stronger than maybe you've seen in the past. We don't know why, but something's empowering them and enabling them.
Elena, come here. She walks up next to him and he leans in and she starts whispering into his ear.
Sorry, we tag teamed it. I was proud.
He's listening and just kind of like, yes. Okay. Just deal with it. She kind of walks down, makes like a bow as she backs up, whispers something to the female in the front of you guys, and as she walks away, she whispers something else and taps the individual behind you, the tall elven figure. He nods, and she walks off. That is good information. So, Is that the only reason that you're here? Do you require anything? Are you do you do you search for anything else?
I'm gonna look over at Freya. Um, the little girl. Isn't the little
Yeah,
girl?
hoping that the little girl, we met a little girl that was being escorted up here. We're hoping that she's also safe, and that this was a safe place for her.
There's many little girls in this city.
Her name was Arjun.
Unfortunately, not to be rude, but that means nothing to me.
Ah,
If a magic user were to be brought here, who would be in charge of taking care of them?
Are you talking about our refugees?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say... Probably Boron. He runs the Diggers Inn. He handles a lot of our... He has the larger inn in town. He handles a lot of the refugees. He puts them up for a couple nights until they can get on their feet or find a different method, I guess you should say. He's kind of he handles our intake and he gets paid well for it.
To answer your question, I think we're looking for the same thing that everyone's looking for: is a place, a home, a belonging, answers to
Safety.
life and safety. Same thing everyone's looking for.
We do have a lot of that here, but a lot of that is earned. I can't just let you willingly walk through my town. As you can see, we are not a normal city. The magic it flows freely here. We don't, within reason, we don't inhibit or restrict magic. All kinds of every kinds are welcome here, within reason. We punish those severely who do not uphold those laws. But you adhere to the laws, then you are free to do whichever you need to do.
Also, Your Majesty, I do have an ulterior motive. I search for my brother's killer and hope to avenge him. My brother's killer was tied to the Withering Hand, and with a man of smiles, who wears a smiles all the time. I don't know if maybe you know anything about this. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
only
they call him the
thing-
never-ending smile.
The
Never-ending
only thing
smile.
that I know about that is that as the leader of that so-called group, you will not find a single one of them here. They've always been rooted out and thrown out the moment they're found. The Withering Hand is a thieves, assassins type guild that is not welcomed in my land.
Okay.
But I do hope that you find your revenge, as revenge is always good and tastes even better after a victory and a beer.
Oh yes.
Yes.
So, the council here and us will deter to another room to make our decision. Whether or not you can stay, whether or not you can go, and what we should do with you from here on out. If
Your
you
Majesty,
so.
might I add? If you're going to
Yes.
deliberate on our future with or without you guys here, more importantly, we're not just looking for a place to stay, we're looking for people to help us.
Unfortunately, I may be able to lend someone to aid you. Much more than that. We are a large civilization. We hold our own. We are very proud warriors. But we are not half the army that the empire below us has. But we do well. We will see. I might have somebody that I could lend to aid you. For the time being, if you could follow Soren. Soren, can you please escort them out of here into the antechamber? Get the maids to bring them whatever they may or may not want to eat or drink. Bring them back in here in about 30 minutes or so. The female in front of you turns and points towards the elven figure in the back, and the tall elven figure turns around, leads you back towards the door, and waits for you all to walk through one at a time. As you watch him stand and talk to a small gnome male to his left, and he scuttles off. You're assuming to get some kind of snacks and drinks. And about 2 minutes later, food and drink is brought to this little antechamber.
I'm gonna turn around and stand. We're all standing still in the room. We haven't left yet.
No, you've been led through a room. You've been led back out of those obsidian doors into a smaller, like, antechamber room.
And is the elven gentleman with us?
Yeah, he's standing against the door, propped, like he's kind of like leaning on his spear. Which is like it almost looks like it's made of bone. It's like ivory-ish. And at the top, it has like the spear, and then it has a bunch of like prods off of it, and like a couple ornaments that dangle. And on the other end, a couple of spikes that lean off as well.
I'm going to approach him.
Okay.
And I'm just going to stand in front of him very quiet. And I'm just going to ask if his name is Soren.
Yes. But you may not call me that. You will call me... Well, yes, we'll rest it Soren.
Can I ask how old you are?
I would say early 20s, maybe.
You don't know?
No. Does not matter.
Do you know if you had any family?
I have none. They are all dead. Please, go eat your food and your drink.
I'm just going to stand. I'm not going to turn away. I'm just going to stand there and kind of stare at him.
He just kind of stops looking at you and paying attention and begins to like kind of like stare through you and look around the rest of the room, keeping an eye on everybody else.
How do you know your family's dead?
I do not know, nor do I care. I was abandoned and or taken at a very young age, and I do not care. I don't have much recollection. Please, go eat and leave me alone.
I'm still not going to leave.
He kind of like doesn't move, but he shifts a couple of steps to the right to get a better angle on the room, and begins talking to that gnome gentleman again, asking if like you can kind of overhear it slightly, but like he's just asking if there's enough food and drink being brought to the room if they need it, just to keep it supplied. As the other female, like the female individual is on the other far side of the room, and she's kind of propped against the wall with her hands crossed, leaning up against the corner.
What kind of drinks do they have?
Pretty much everything. There's like water, a little bit of wine, a little bit of beer, and there's like some meats and cheeses, and some vegetable options.
Okay. I'm just gonna start eating some meat, drinking some beer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lean up against the wall next to Soren and try and figure out what else to say to him.
I suppose I'll start eating as well.
Okay. 10 minutes pass. 20 minutes pass. 30 minutes pass. Soren walks back to the doors behind him, cracks it open, leans in, nods his head, opens the door up. Please. You have been summoned to the other room. Follow. And he walks out.
I'm gonna follow him.
Oh.
You guys are led back into the main chamber. The individual is now not sitting on the chair, but he's standing kind of behind it with his arms like up over the top. And he's kind of like leaning in. He looks bored. Kind of like Morn, you get the feeling immediately looking at him that he's somebody that sits on the throne, but he doesn't enjoy it. You have a feeling he kind of likes to be somewhere else a little more exciting. So, we have deliberated. We've come to a conclusion. You are neither friend nor foe. We don't know exactly what you are, but we have a couple testaments from a couple different people. You have helped, and we did get somebody that is vouching for you. So, that being said, I have somebody that will be following you from this time on to make sure that you stay within your bounds and that you adhere to our laws and our rules. And if you get out of line, we'll report directly to us. Can you please go grab her? About 30 seconds passes by, and Strat, if you want to introduce your character.
All right. The figure who walks into the room might be a sight unfamiliar to many of you. You may or may not have seen elves before. Are any of you elves?
Freya.
Freya? Okay. Yeah. So Freya, you've seen elves like Freya, I guess. But the one that walks in now is quite a bit different in the way that she looks. She's about mid-height for a elven woman, about 5'7". Her hair is like almost snow white, but with like some gray in it. And the next thing that stands out is the color of her skin is very unusual. It is almost like slightly more pink than normal human skin, and noticeable, but subtle enough that at a distance you might not see the difference. And this elf, under her eyes, has like tattoos in the like shade of almost midnight blue. Her pointed ears are adorned with several earrings of varying sizes, all of them silver, and she is garbed in a like black and sort of like aqua, like dark aqua, if you can imagine that color, scale mail armor that is quite form-fitting, and she has a hood, but it is not on. at this time. And she walks with a pretty sure-footed manner. You get the sense that she has spent a lot of time both here and out in the wild, and has definitely seen some things. She definitely seems experienced. And she'll look out and address you all. Well, it sounds like our interests may be aligned. You're looking for people, yes? Just
We are.
addressing
Oh.
the
We are.
Aye. Well, just so happens, so am I.
Looks like we got some more pointing out ears in the group.
Yes, so it would seem.
I'm not
Well,
even going to hear that comment. I'm still going to be staring in Soren's direction.
he's not even paying attention to you at this point.
I know. It's okay.
He's actually standing kind of like to the back and off to your right, almost like half in the shadow, half out. It's kind of weird. So how do you pronounce your name again, Strat?
Andre.
Andre. Okay.
As she will introduce herself, and I'll be like, Andre Moonblossom, at your service. I'll guess I'll be following you around for a while, until you are well provisioned enough to for our journey.
Thank you again, Andre. I know this is kind of a task, but I can't exactly let them just walk through the city.
Not a problem. If I hear anything that none of us would like, I'll be certain to let you know.
Much appreciated. Now, if you could please leave the throne room, I'm getting really bored with these politics.
Of course, Your Majesty. Well, shall we?
Hey, let's go.
And I'll start walking out the throne room with them.
I'm going to break off from the group and approach Soren again.
He's kind of like started like hanging back to wait for your group to exit as the female individual is leading the group out the front doors.
I'm going to ask him if he mentioned, I'm going to say, you mentioned that you think you were taken as a small child.
I don't know. I don't remember much from my early years. I just remember fighting, and on the brink of death, I was rescued and brought here. So please, leave. His Majesty is bored.
Would it be
kind of like-
possible to talk to you again?
Maybe. I'm not one for much for talking.
I'm not either, but I feel like it's important that I share some information with you.
Maybe, but let's please leave.
I'll go ahead this time.
He follows you kind of out behind the doors, and he turns, and you see him bow very low. Picks up his spear and follows behind you. You're met at the front doors by Elena again, as she's standing there. Well, it looks like you're not going to be killed today, so that's a good thing. Do feel free to use the town as you wish, gather supplies, and figure out what your next move is. Let me know if there's anything that I can do to help, aid, or give information on. And she kind of like walks off and just like heads down the steps. Oh, Andre, please keep a close eye on them. Don't let them get lost too much.
Don't worry. You know my eyes are sharp.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
Sorry, that was cute.
Soren and the other individual follow close behind Elena as they walk down the steps, and they take off. They kind of like start walking into the town slowly.
Well,
So I know you mentioned something about a journey. Are you talking about going after the orcs, the army?
is that not what you had in mind?
You know, it is, and I think we're ready. I don't think we need to wait around. I think we're itching to fight them. So whenever you want to head out, I think we're ready. And I'm gonna like grab my war axe and kind of start playing with it.
I'll be like, nah, wait a minute. What kind of provisions do they got here?
Well, sure, there's not a thing that we can't find for you. You'll find here that we live quite well. It's got a lot of conveniences, shall we say.
Yeah.
That's fairly accurate, yes.
Yeah. So you kind of begin to explain to him. There's a blacksmith on the far side of town, the northeast part of town. And then directly south of that, there's a small magic shop. It's not more of a magic shop, but it's more of a like tinker type deal. There's also a herbalism shop in the middle of town that you can get pretty much potions or ailments of any kind. You explain to them Elena does pretty much all of the enchanting in town. She runs the basically the wizard's keep.
Okay.
And then yeah, that's pretty much.
Yep, we're pretty well stocked here. We can get you just about anything you need.
I'm gonna look at Ping and kind of give it like an annoyed sigh, and then put away my axe. Don't take too long.
Yeah, you don't think you need anything?
What it needs out there.
Clearly you're a driven fella, aren't you?
I think maybe the provision that we need is like a plan. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I agree. If we're gonna do this, we can't go off half-cocked.
So, that being said, Andre then begins to explain to you guys that there are 3 routes primarily to get to this place.
Wait, is Frey, are you back with us, or are you kind of like still broken out from us? Oh, okay.
I'm back of the group.
Okay.
So, if you are looking at... So if you're looking at the map, if you're if you're at the map, you can either head direct east, and you can charter a boat across the seas through the Devil's Finger, but it is according to her, it is the most dangerous route, as there's a lot of glaciers, ice, water monsters of all sorts, and the actual chances of chartering a boat and people to do it is slim to none. The second/third dangerous route, they're kind of even in terms of dangerous, is to head back into the Evercrest Mountains and trudge along the Devil's Fingers, basically. And then you come in, but according to Henri, there are a lot of goblin, ogre, orc scouting parties, war bands that you may or may not run into, and that's the least of your... that's actually the good things that you want to run into. The bad things are the mutated monsters, the other creatures that you've seen. She begins to explain how she just recently, over the last day, has seen a white dragon flying across the the eastern parts of the mountains. And
Big fuck off dragon.
Whoopsies.
A large dragon. She kind of explains that she was up doing her little scouting and noticed it had been flying, and it actually scared the shit out of her.
Did it look super hurt? I bet it looks super hurt.
Did it hurt?
Not one bit. Not at all.
No, it looked like it was full strength. It was fucking terrifying.
Must have been a different one.
Totally.
Good to know there's two.
Big hole in this wing, right?
I'd be quite. Oof. If there's two, well, we'll have to make do.
She explains that not only are the dragons that she just recently seen, but the most prevalent are the multitudes of rocks, ROCs, that the giant ass birds that patrol the mountains. They make their
Yes.
home there.
There's lots of rocks up there.
Yeah.
How about we just fly?
Can you fly?
So, and then she begins to explain that the least known about method that has been already brought to the attention of the king, and a scouting party or two has been sent into it, has been a underground tunnel that they had just recently excavated, and has seen to run through the undergrounds of this tunnel, and they had mapped certain portions of it. The dwarves have, and from what they can tell, it's a very old, pre-existing Rogar, the dwarven king below the mountain.
Dwarves are clever little buggers.
Yeah, that there's maps, according to them, ancient maps, that is said that it leads pretty much directly into the orc encampment. But
Leads right to the orc camp.
Yeah, the dangers that come with it are nobody knows what's beyond, and the scouting parties have not returned.
Oh, they've not. They haven't returned.
Mm-mm.
Ooh. Yeah. So pretty much every way there's danger. We're just gonna have to pick the one we're most willing to deal with.
I think I've seen enough ancient dwarven cities for a while.
Yeah. Well.
I think. Well, either route across the outside
Fair
of the
enough.
fingers. Work
I
well
know
for
the
us.
I know the mountains pretty well. Been around here a lot.
Yeah, we've heard
So-
that before.
Who
Where
said
the
that?
hell is Thane, by the way?
He left us.
Yeah,
He said we're on our own when we get here.
So, two things.
that's right.
One, Andre, you kind of had been instructed you were going to take the underground mountain pass
Hmm.
because they wanted a expedition crew to possibly send their own troops into the orc encampment, but it was at your discretion. And two, you also know, kind of hearsay, that Thane was actually thrown in jail because of the last time he was here. The last time he was here, he had sex with Elena and
Motherfucker.
Oh.
he left during the night and left the city, so she's real pissed.
Oh yeah. So, well, let's just say then there's some dirt on that man.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
You may or may not want to know, but also I mean, we can. I suppose we can go whichever way we want, but the underground might actually be one of the best options.
We just came from underground.
Maybe.
I think I recall saying that I would not be going into another cave for a long time.
Maybe if we find the scouting party, they could be additional help.
Exactly.
Why don't we send a scouting party to find the scouting party, and then we don't have to go down there?
Well, what happens if they don't come back?
Well, then better them than us.
I think the idea is to send another scouting party to find that scouting party, but
Yeah.
I
the thing
think
is,
we are that
scouting party
Bit of a-
is
bit of a
us. Yeah.
test.
Yeah.
Bit of a test,
So-
if you will.
Whatever, if that's what we need to do.
Sorry, them's the rules.
Fucking undergrounds.
Also, you had been given one one large potion, one medium potion, I can't remember what the fuck they're called again.
Potions of healing.
Greater.
Yeah,
Lesser, greater.
You were given one superior, one greater, and one lesser. And then you have
Excellent.
on it, you have a never-ending rope.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's just rope as long as I want.
Correct. You can cut it and tie it, but you have never-ending rope.
Sick. Instead of like a never-ending flask of alcohol, I got rope. Yeah. I like that.
So, and that was something that was.
Where do you find a never-ending flask of alcohol?
Oh, I've heard tales. You know.
Something like that here.
So
You know Elena does it, but for a
some
very
hearsay.
hefty price. You know Elena will do it, but you have to pay a very hefty price.
Speaking of
do
Morn,
we
don't
do
you
we
have
get all of our
way
stuff back?
alcohol?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
When-
Did we get our stuff back?
When I'm assuming that they'll get their stuff back when they leave the city, correct?
Correct. Basically, you were instructed that whenever you guys were ready, you could just lead them to the armory and everything would be given back.
Do I have all my stuff already?
Yeah, you're allowed to
Okay.
freely walk through the city whenever you want with all your stuff.
Sweet.
Yep.
I should buy some more
Here we
rations.
go. Morn's
before I
5-step process.
Yep. Where are the other three? Come on, Morn. I want to see it.
What?
Morn, do you happen to have your backpack with alcohol stuff?
I do.
Step 3.
Unless they took it. I guess I don't know if
did
they took it.
Did they take his backpack with the alcohol in it?
They took everything.
I mean, cause he had a bar's worth of alcohol in the.
Yeah, they
Well,
took everything. It was a
I
magical
suppose-
item.
I suppose first order of business should be getting all your, well, at least some of your stuff back. Don't know if they'll hand you your weapons back just yet, but they'll do that when you leave.
So what happened? They took our stuff? They took some of our stuff?
They took everything. All your armor and weapons.
They've got it in holding for you.
Ping, you're naked again.
Well, no, you're clothed, but
I'm kidding.
We can't leave without our stuff.
right when we leave, they'll give you your stuff back.
Okay.
For now, all they'll allow is money. Is that accurate? Like they'll let them get some money out of their bags and stuff, but they won't like give them their gear back yet.
No, they'll give them everything back. They're trusted, but you're basically
okay.
think of yourself as like a glorified babysitter right now.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So they will get all their stuff back, and we can buy stuff and then leave.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, someone died.
Sorry.
Oh, they're back.
Let me just rewind real quick and then re-explain myself. Well, yeah, we can go get all your stuff back right now, actually, and we can procure any provisions you might need. Food, stock up on some food. Any if you need water skins, if you
Yeah, should we
need water skins, we can
prepare
get
for
those.
this fight? Anybody need any gear or anything like that?
Yeah, if you need to get some gear, for sure.
I'll be talking to the whole group. Anybody need some gear?
I could probably use some armor.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe
Let's go
I should
shopping.
shopping for a few things as well.
Oh yeah. I never did ask. How much gold should I have?
8K, and you're gonna
Right.
share it.
Right now, all I have is the 10 from my background.
Yeah, how much gold do we have? We have 8K? Is that how much we got as a collective?
Hold on.
I'd say you probably have around 650 gold.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
10,000
Sick.
minus
Cool.
875.
We'll
Hold on,
say
let me add this up.
7.
Hold on.
You said, wait. Did you say 650?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure.
No.
I'd
say level 7, yeah, like roughly around there, because you're pretty well off.
Okay.
You've been
Yeah,
playing for
yeah.
a while.
Definitely gonna transfer some of that into other coinage, just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Is the conversion rate all the same?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, cute.
That's too much
Keep-
for my brain to handle.
We have about 9,100
I'll
left.
take
Oh,
that
okay.
9 gold away, turn 8 of it into silver.
Ping, why don't you find some
That's
more dice
80
and get us
silver.
another bed made of
And
gold?
1 of that.
I won't be so nice this time if you roll that dice.
He doesn't even have them anymore.
I know. Yeah, you guys do.
We do. We just have it in
Oh,
the
we
box.
do! I
Yeah,
forgot!
you guys
Oh,
still have
cool.
it.
It
Oh,
shows your-
shit!
Oh, cool. D&D Beyond shows your currency in, like, your total currency in gold points. So if you
Yeah.
have other copper, like silver or copper amounts, it'll show it in gold if you have a round up number.
Yep. Yep.
Sweet. I didn't know that. Anyway, sorry.
No.
Well, where would you all... Well, I suppose we should head to the armory then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes like 5-ish minutes, roughly.
Right, here we are. Do I know anyone in here?
Yeah, there's a short dwarven male in there that has had the hots for you for like 3 or 4 years.
Where are we?
What's his name?
He's real ugly. His name is Graham. And
Where
he's
are we
real
at? Where are we
ugly,
at?
like the whole like the right side of his face almost looks like somebody took their hand and mushed it into like peanut butter and jelly. Like it's just
Hey,
like
Graham.
like yeah. What's
Graham.
up, baby? How you doing?
Huh.
Hey, where are we at? I'm
Alright,
sorry.
my friends are
Armory.
Alright.
they're looking for their gear.
Oh yeah,
Can you
it's
get
right
it for
here.
me?
It's right here. Let me just walk into the back and I'll grab it for you.
Thanks much.
Not a problem, honey. You just say the magic word anytime.
Are we in this shop? Sorry, I missed the last.
You know I have a
It's-
husband.
You know,
Yes.
it's never stopped you before.
Oh. Ping's gonna be like,
That's a secret for me to know and you to never find out.
Alright, I like it when they play hard to get.
If that's what you call it.
Yeah.
What is that laugh?
Oh my
He
goodness.
he walks into the back and he's got like a hunch. He's not a very good looking dude. Walks in the back, he comes back like 10 minutes later, he lays down a couple pieces of, like, it's just jumbled together. A couple of, like, pieces of you guys' armor, he walks back, he grabs a couple more, sets down the front. It's kind of like a police shop. Like, everything is walled off, the armor's completely walled off, but it's got, like, one open slat where you can, like, slide gear in and out. And he just starts handing you guys everything that you guys have. Oh, I think that should be it all.
And I need my pack as well.
1 second. Walks in the back. 30 seconds later, walks back, sets it down. Here you go, love.
Thank you, Graham.
You're welcome. I'll see you around.
Yes, probably not for a little while.
Oh, I can wait, honey.
Fair enough.
Oh, we'll see you around. Ho, 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 ho.
And I'll lead them out the door if they've got everything.
You just
Yeah,
see
but-
him like the rest of the group. She walks straight ahead, doesn't even look back. And a couple of you guys glance back at him, and he's just like, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my
Like-
god.
See?
when we're walking out, I'm gonna be like, hey, hey, love.
to Henri or to
Yep.
the dwarf? Okay.
Like, where he can hear me.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Look. I love you already, but we're gonna have to take it a little slower.
I'm gonna look at Graham and I'm gonna
And I
nod
like-
at him. I'm gonna nod at him and be like, "That's her boyfriend." I'm gonna nod at him.
He just like turns around and like walks into the back.
Oh god.
You just hear like things getting shuffled around like really loud.
Pissed him off.
Is there a forge at this armory?
No. Nope. The forge blacksmithing is on the northeast side of town.
You want to go to the forge?
No. But while that stuff's still out, like while we're in the shop, I'm taking off all my clothes and changing into my actual apparel, and then I'll grab my stuff.
Well, feel free to change, I suppose.
I'm gonna smack Ping's arm.
Ah, what was that for?
Causing trouble?
Yeah, you know.
Are we all together currently?
I think so.
Well, now that I've got you all a moment, what are your names?
But the name's Morn.
All right, Morn.
We should
Good to
probably
meet you.
describe our characters too.
Yes, please.
Sure. I'm pretty tall and bulky. And I don't wear armor per se, but I do have kind of like a leather like overlaying, pretty similar to what the portrait on
Okay.
Roll20 looks
you got
like.
like a leather
Yeah.
shirt, kind of.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And I have long hair and a big. Right now, I have a pretty big beard. It hasn't been shaved since the beginning of the campaign. So
Nope. Remember, they shaved you.
no, they didn't. I asked him that.
Oh, okay.
And you
Well,
said
they trimmed you then, so it looks
Okay.
it looks clean.
So it's not as big and burly anymore. Okay. So now it's a nicely trimmed beard.
It looks
Your
like
hair
one of
is
those.
Still pulled into a ponytail. They still.
Yeah,
pulled
my
it
hair's in a
into
ponytail.
It looks like one of those commercials for the beard hair straighteners that you see on Facebook. Like, it was real scruffy, but now it's like straight and kind of clean.
Well, I have gone through with my fingers and messed it up as well as I can. But yeah, no, it is still like
Still looking well
way
groomed.
too
Yeah.
for my liking.
The
And my
gel
hair's in it.
and oils they used keep it very straight even after you've like tried to like just emasculate it. It's like it's
Well,
still
Mark-
like
You've got a nice beard.
Thank you. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And for size
I'll turn to other
reference,
people.
Morn is like, what do you say, Morn? Like you're like 6'8"?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you are like, geez, like a whole foot taller.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Towering over me.
yeah, but you're used to it because
Yeah.
the individual who you serve under,
The
which
king.
none of you guys know or would ask, but he was actually a Goliath, so he stands at just about 8 feet. He's a
He's
big
a
man.
big motherfucker.
Much
Oh yeah,
taller
and
than
I'm just a human. So
So like look you very briefly up and down, just like, kind of like with a little nod,
And then
and
I'll
then turn
introduce
to the others.
myself. I'm Freya. Freya
Hello,
is
Freya.
Freya. Freya is looks just to be an elf. She has the standard pointy ears.
Mhm.
Has kind of like an auburn long hair, and then she wears just like dark black leather. Obviously not right now, but her standard armor is going to be like a just black leather, full from neck to toes. One interesting feature about her would be that her eyes are two different colors. So I believe it was her left eye is kind of like a hazel green color, and then the right eye is like an aqua blue color. And she stands at about 5'3".
Got heterochromatic eyes.
Kill it.
And
try
typically, she usually wears a hood that pretty much covers. So just obviously so that nobody can see eyes and ears, everything. But at this point,
Yeah.
it's just been comfortable having her hood down lately because it's given the circumstances.
I have my hood down as well, so.
Well, and you would know, being in this city, that you don't have to have your hood on because everybody. There's no reason to fear being of elven descent.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and I'll definitely point that out and be like, "You can rest easy. You won't have to wear that hood much around here, unless it starts to rain."
That's kind of nice. It's stuffy
It
in here
is.
sometimes.
Oh, don't I know it? So, what you do? You can see what big man over there does. What about you?
Well, I'm a ranger, so
Ah.
I fight with a bow and arrow.
Well.
And I'll point to my arrows on my back. No, wait, they're not on my back. Do I have my weapons back yet?
Yeah, you have everything back. You guys are
Okay,
like, you have. Morn is the only one that said that he's put like he just stripped down in like in the courtyard basically, and is like putting his shit back on.
Okay, yeah, I probably would have strapped my arrows back over my back. But either way.
I can see that. You and I both. Though, I prefer to fight up close.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I definitely like to keep as much of the distance as I can.
That's fair. Sometimes it's wise. That's why I do both. But I'm not as good of a shot. That's more for when I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know what I would do without it. I use it every chance I can.
Well, I suppose I'll get to see.
Hopefully not. It'd be better if we didn't have to. And given circumstances, if we could avoid being in more trouble, that would be
Very true. Well, hopefully not around here anyway.
hopefully.
Right.
Unless I see Thane again.
Well, we'll see. Anyway.
I think Thane finally got his Me Too moment.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Yeah,
Strat needs to listen to that episode.
Andre is the only one that knows that part of his torture right now is he is butt-ass naked, shrunk to a wall with a weight hanging from his balls.
Oh! Yeah, he deserves that.
Oh, he's trying to stretch it to make mine.
Let's say that Thane has definitely been cancelled.
He's just getting a stretch. He's out for a stretch.
Yeah, they're getting a bit of a stretch. If you know what I mean. I should hope you don't.
His small dick's getting stretched.
Are we still doing that?
That big dick's hanging.
Surprisingly astute, this one. Who was it that said that?
Yeah, there was a bad experience in the past.
Who said something? His dick swinging.
That was Ginger.
Oh. Okay, yeah. Shit.
Thane's got a big old dong. He's hung like a moose.
Well, it'll be even bigger after this.
Oh no! It's not on the dong. It's hanging from the ball sack.
Oh.
Owie!
Wiener.
I'm having
balls,
sympathy pains and I don't even have them.
Wiener, balls, and it's tied around the balls and it's hanging.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go into much detail about it.
I think someone should put him out of his misery.
Well, that's up to the court. Honestly, whatever they do with him, he probably deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No man deserves that.
For something like that, for something like that to happen.
Elena. It's not the court that's pissed. It's Elena. Elena called in a personal favor, and he's actually at the Wizard Tower having this done right now.
Yeah. Well, it's actually not the court. It's just Elena, just being very angry with him, and I'm sure reasonably so.
Good for her.
I just
Deserves
want.
it.
Yeah.
You all would probably know better than I.
More than I'd like to think.
Well, what about you two? Or you three? The other three of you.
So I'll introduce myself. My name's Kaz. You'll see a similar to Freya build, average-looking woman, blonde hair, dressed mostly in black. No No weapons, no armor, no distinguishing features. Just sort of blends in. Slightly more
Besides her
attractive
blonde
than
hair.
average, but not enough to draw attention.
So really, the only thing that draws any attention is her blonde hair.
Yeah, but I'll have my hood up. I'll keep my hood up, even though you took yours down.
Well, never had my hood up to begin with, but I understand. There's a certain comfort in it, is there not?
There is. It sort of becomes a part of you, I guess.
Understandable. Well, don't take it off on my account. Sure, you have your reasons. What you do?
Well, just this and that.
Well, hopefully this and that will be all we'll need.
He does some cool shit.
I'm
That
gonna
he
whisper.
does.
I'm gonna whisper in my breath. He likes to throw fireballs at adult dragons. Or actually, I would say sorry. She likes to throw fireballs at.
Impressive.
At white dragons.
Yes, adult white dragons.
Well, sound pretty powerful. That's good.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to have you on the team. Suppose.
Likewise.
Good to meet you guys.
Yep, I'm peeing. I'm a bit cheesing, like,
Are you smiling?
yeah.
Big old-
I'm like a sad excuse of a monk that like used to like. I mean, I'm not bald anymore. Like I'm growing my hair out now.
Mm.
Got some beard hair going. I refuse to shave in the bathhouse. And I mean, I'm about 5'9", and I'm just a monk. I got a quarterstaff, fight with a quarterstaff, and yeah, yeah.
So you also fight with the staff.
Yeah. I could do stuff with it.
Well, maybe we can spar sometime. Always like
Yeah.
a good scrap. You're probably better than me, though. Prefer swords, but every now and then, staff is a good option.
Sparring makes each other better.
Quite so. Well, seem to have a good head on your shoulders. I could probably use a little bit of the same.
Yep.
All right. So, I'll say the name's Kalen. He'll be
Hello, Caleb.
He's probably like a human, about in like 5'11", pretty average build for a human.
Mhm.
He has a pretty fair skin complexion, although his arms and his face sport like several almost unnoticeable scars and blemishes. They're pretty faded, but if you look close, you can probably see them. His eyes are a deep shade of forest green, and his hair is a faded and slightly mottled shade of brown. But it frames the sides of his face in several cascading waves, pretty much like the picture. Some that go down just past his chin. No facial hair of any type, clean shaven, although his actual features are quite chiseled and rugged, though he's a little bit statuesque in appearance.
Well, aren't you a looker?
I
She says with a bit of a wry smile.
don't really try to be. Too much rough work for that.
I can tell. Years may or may not have been kind to you, eh?
At least not for the first half.
Fair enough. Well, here's hoping kinder years are ahead. What about you?
Thanks,
What do
Bob.
you do?
Man of the cloth.
Ah,
Person of the faith.
very well. It's always good to have one of you around.
Oh, well, not
Fuck.
everyone thinks so, but I found my company here.
That hurt, Kaylin. That hurt.
I wasn't
it's
talking
good.
about you guys. I said I think I found my company here.
Okay, I was gonna say, I'm like, no. Rhea wants you around. She just
Hold
thinks
on.
you're a zombie.
Are you a dead or a zombie or I can't figure it out yet. Or are you being made to drink yet? I can't remember.
No, these guys are quite all right.
Well, good.
I guess we have razzed Kalen a little bit, looking back on it.
Well,
A little bit.
Yeah,
You guys
Caitlin has
have
been through the
laid
ringer.
into poor Kalen.
I don't believe you answered my question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Just wondering what you do.
Oh, like I said, man of the faith.
Ah, yes. No, you did answer my question. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
Oh.
He saves our asses when we're too useless to save ourselves. Pretty much.
Well, I'm sure I'll be glad that you're traveling with us.
That's my main goal, to keep everybody up and running.
Good on ya. Not many can do it. It's a tough job.
Yeah. There aren't many of us left.
That's a damn shame. World could use more of you.
Yeah.
Give you like a sort of.
Yeah, and I'll
sympathetic
give you a
look.
knowing nod.
Yeah, sort of a sympathetic look. Look up and down, nod. Well, think I like you already, all of you.
In the
Seem
middle
like
of the
a lot,
Go ahead.
lot with a good head on your shoulders.
In the middle of the conversation, I'm gonna immediately drop my backpack and start rummaging through it. Is all of Thane's alcohol still in there?
Oh yeah, it's all there.
Yes!
Boom. Okay, I'm just gonna casually put my backpack back on my shoulder.
Well, well, well. And whom do we have to thank for this windfall?
Thane.
Ah, well, I'm sure that he did know. He would be glad that it be going to good hands.
Yeah, he won't be missing it.
No, he shall not, I dare say.
I'm gonna look at Morn over my shoulder, and I'm gonna reach my hand out and do the give me motion. Like the gimme gimme.
Let's save most of that for after we're done with the shopping.
Ah yes, shopping. I forgot about that.
Yeah, we need to make sure we're well prepared, don't we? You know the
Indeed.
wilds. You know how they can be.
I think
Looking
we've
at-
forgotten we've been stuck underground for what seems like eternity.
Underground is still part of the wilds. No?
I stand
No.
corrected.
Where we were was not the wilds.
She'll raise an
Yes,
eyebrow.
hell.
Well then.
But it looks like it's where we're going, so
Back to hell.
To hell and back, as they say.
Except we're back and then we're going back again.
Suppose so.
Alright, let's get the shopping over with.
Ah!
Where's the blacksmith?
I'll take you. Probably best if we travel in a group. For the time being.
I thought this place was safe.
It is. But it makes my job a bit easier. After all, I am supposed to look after you.
I don't know how keen I am about being babysat.
Well, it's not exactly the situation I prefer. But can't exactly disobey orders.
I think she meant to make sure that everyone is safe from us. Just in case.
Yes. Well, not everyone is as trusting as me. Even then, I still see the reason in it. If you know, if you catch me.
I can understand not being trusting.
Say you're on a bit of a probationary period. But if it says anything, I feel like you're good people.
I appreciate that.
Shall we? Head to
We
the
shall
blacksmith.
lead the way.
Of course.
Alright. I'll lead the way to the blacksmith.
Okay. So
And-
you lead them to the northeastern portion of town, and there's just forges and little blacksmiths all over the place. There's several different blacksmiths, but you living here know that the best one is the one that's actually the smallest one tucked to the very back, and that would be Brahm. And Brahm is a he almost looks like Morn in some ways, except for he has black hair, and he, like me, bald on the top, but he has like the hair on the sides.
They're like
and
the
it's-
monk cut.
Yeah, and it's pulled all the way back into this giant, bushy, like almost like foxtail, like like ponytail, and it's singed all over the place, and he's missing like half of his eyebrow, and he's got like a beard, but like half of it's burnt off from being too close to the forge all the time.
What's his name?
Brahm, B-R-O-M.
Brom. Hi, Brom. You
Hey,
in
Brom,
there?
are you the one that wrote that lullaby?
What?
Is he the one that wrote that lullaby?
What lullaby?
Brom's lullaby.
I'll enter first and say, "Hi, Brom. You
Oi.
in?
Can I help you?
Yeah. Got some friends. Maybe in need of some stuff.
Okay.
Take care of them. I'll be outside.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you much." And I'll
You're
step
welcome.
outside and kind of, if the others haven't entered quite yet, I'll sort of usher them in.
Okay.
But I will
Kinda-
remain standing outside.
He's
And
tall like Morn, but he's like as skinny as like Kaz. He's just like a twig.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And he's got giant forearms and giant biceps, and it just looks like that's like all he does. It's like he never eats, but he works at the forges all day. Can I help you?
Need some armor.
Okay, what are you looking for?
Do you have like leather, like heavy leather?
That's gonna put me to sleep.
I have a little bit of everything. What are you
What would
looking
it-
for?
What would a set cost me?
Of what?
Heavy leather armor. I guess it could be light armor. That'd be okay too.
Man, everybody's taking off. You said heavy leather?
No, I guess it can be light. I don't need heavy. I probably would prefer not to have heavy.
Well, you're gonna have... Okay. No worries. So there is light armor, which is would be your studded leather. Medium armor puts you into hide, and then chain, scale mail, breastplate, and a half plate.
Yeah, so
And
it'd either
then-
be light or medium.
Okay, so you're gonna have studded leather, you're gonna have hide, and then from there it starts getting into chain, scale mail, breastplate.
Okay, so then I would look for studded and hide then.
Okay.
What's the difference in price?
So hide is gonna be 10 gold pieces,
Okay.
and studded leather is gonna be about 50 gold
For a full set or for per piece?
per piece.
How many pieces?
So studded leather would be chest, shoulders is 1, pants 2, gloves, boots. Yeah, 4 pieces.
It's about 200 gold then.
Yeah.
And does that ups my AC?
That would be 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Well, that doesn't really fucking help me. Because I'm already at 13, so that literally would put me at 14 instead.
Hide is going to be 12 plus your dexterity modifier.
Same. Well, fuck it.
Chain shirt is going to be 13 plus your dexterity modifier.
That would be if I just did a chain shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll just do that then.
Okay, so that's 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, let me take that off. 50. You said 50?
Mm-hmm. Kaylin, what are you wearing again? I can't remember.
Splint mail. Splint mail, third one down on heavy armor.
Okay. I have been screwing up a lot. Cool. Technically, you should be rolling disadvantage on all stealth checks. And,
True.
Yep. And then, Kaz, I totally spaced out the last fight. Your concentration spells, I have to have you. You should have been rolling for concentration. Yeah. No worries.
I just came back. What?
Oops.
Did you say?
I just was like thinking about it this last week. Kalen should have been rolling disadvantage on all stealth checks because of his armor, and Kaz, during the fight, you should have rolled 3 times to see if you were maintaining concentration on one of your spells. But we never did, so it ain't no big deal.
It happens.
We're relaxed. It's all cool.
Yeah.
I'll just kill off Ping again.
Uh,
Oh, is Ping the one that died?
Yeah, Ping got slaughtered.
Okay.
Morn was a monkey man, just bouncing all over the place.
Okay. So, let's see. There's 3 humans.
There is
4 humans.
3 humans.
3 humans.
4 humans.
1, 2. Yes.
Is
4.
Kaz a human?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
Okay, Kaz, Kalen, Ping, and Morn are all human,
Correct.
and Freya is the only other elf.
Correct.
Okay. Just making sure. I'm kind of trying to retain all the information I've just been taking in with me eyes.
Alright, I got my chain shirt. And my armor class is 15 now. Whoop whoop.
nice.
Not no 12 no more.
That is a damn sight better, I would say.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna check out the great axes.
Okay. They all are very nice. They're all +1. Very
Ooh.
sharp, very
Dang.
nicely done. Very, very nicely carved axes. They're all ornate. Like 2 of them, where in the middle where the heads meet, are dragon faces on each side. One is almost looks like a bear's claw, and then the last one at the very far end is kind of a darker gray, and it has a like a fist, and then a thunder strike through it.
I'm gonna pick up the one that has the bear on it.
Okay.
I did mean to ask.
Yes.
I forgot about it when we were talking earlier, but what about magic items, if any?
No.
No.
Well, I would say other than the never-ending rope, and then
Well, like,
I will say, because of joining late in the game, pick out one within reason. I'll let you kind of decide, but a rare or a common magical item.
okay. Could it be
Unless,
Could it be
unless-
like a +1 weapon or something?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless somebody in the group wants to, give items, but I'm sure not. So.
Yeah.
How much for this bear axe? Can you describe the bear axe again?
And
Yep.
see.
1 second. Axe. It is a not brown. It's like brownish hued with like a gray. Comes to 2 nice carved sides. It actually looks like not like the axe that you have in your picture where it's a nice circular. It's almost skinnier towards the center, and then it comes out, and then it fans out like almost like 2 bat wings, and in the center, it's almost like a bear's claw holding the center like piece that holds it all together.
You said 1 uncommon or 1 rare.
Yes. Or 1, yeah. Yeah.
How much for this great axe?
That's a nice one. Say 45 gold?
I'm gonna look at Freya.
You have it. I'm gonna hand him 45 gold.
Yeah, I'll give the armor 45 gold.
Thank you very much.
The keeper of the gold. Mom, can I have the money?
I want this, Mom.
Mom, can I get this?
Please.
Well, thank you. The fine weapon.
You're welcome. Took a long time.
Hey,
I'm
Andre.
gonna walk out of the store and start like and swinging it and seeing if I like.
I'm outside. Yes.
I'm gonna be looking for him. I'll be like, and I'll go outside. Andre.
Yes.
Hey.
I'm like snacking on some berries.
Hey, and I'm gonna pull out my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna be like, is there any way that this can be enchanted
Do I
by
know?
Lana?
Oh, that's right, Elena.
You
Do
know
I think that
that-
she'd be available?
Yeah, you know that probably not right now because she's probably enjoying herself absolutely fucking torturing things. 2, you know that her enchantments, she usually has a schedule, and to get an enchantment done is usually scheduled weeks out, and then payment is usually taken, and then she has the wizards within the tower help with the enchantments to make them go faster. So you know it probably, at the bare minimum, as a favor, if you asked, maybe 2 weeks before you could get an enchantment done.
Well, yeah, not right now, unfortunately. She is rather busy at the moment, probably with Thane. Don't envy that guy. And also, you'd be on the waiting list for probably a couple weeks. She is quite busy, as being like one of the only people in the entire city, and quite possibly the continent.
Oh, that's okay. Maybe the magic shop. Maybe I might be interested.
Yeah, well, we can go there soon. As soon as all of your, the rest of our group comes back. Is that done? Quick question.
Yeah.
So, could I either have 1 +2 weapon, or both my short swords be +1? Is that okay, or just 1?
You could have a 1, like your main hand be like a +2, and then your other one just be like a regular. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, cool. Cool.
I'll come outside.
Well, let's edit that real quick.
I'm gonna look to Honore and ask, do you happen to know, or what do you know if anything, about Elena's bodyguards?
What do I know?
Do
Okay.
you? Yeah, do you know anything?
You know, the female is. Oh man, I gotta remember what her race is again. Oh, damn it, I can't remember what that race is. She's half human, half like blah, 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 blah. No, never mind. She's a morphling. She is a fighter, and she's been with Elena since you can remember. Is kind of very dedicated to her. Her name is what the hell is that? Oh, her name is Nissa. Nisa.
Nisa.
She comes from lands to across the ocean. You guys found her when she was in her early teens, roughly. Or she was found in her early teens. Guys rescued her from bounty guards. What you know of Soren is that nobody really knows him as Soren in town. They know him as the Wild Thorn. He is known far and wide through the city and even in the Empire as a beast with a spear and is pretty much undefeated. Think of Game of Thrones like Oberon. He's like a
Oberyn
real,
Martell,
it's like really, really, really good with the spear and is like pretty much undefeated. You don't know much about him. Not a lot has been told to you about him. You just know that he was found when he was young, rescued. He was being mauled by monsters, and he was being used in fighting rings. Like he was you guys rescued him from like bounty hunter camps, and they were using him as like live bait for like monster or like animals to like get them all riled up.
Monster
and he
like
was
Fight Club.
kind of something like that, like pit bull fights, and he's basically used as bait to entice them and get them angry. And he's been at Elena's side since as long as you can remember.
Well, about Soren, we rescued him when he was young.
He was pretty young when that happened, right?
Very, very young. Yep.
Yeah. When he was young, and he had a pretty tough upbringing, shall we say? Yeah, he doesn't really like to talk about it. It's pretty bad. Good reason, and most people who do know him know that he's not really that keen on being pressed about it. Would you say that's pretty accurate?
Yeah. He doesn't. He's very quiet. He doesn't really talk. More of a lot of his stuff is he speaks by action. Very short with words.
He's a damn good fighter, though. If you ever see him, he is a sight to behold with that spear.
No, I appreciate that information.
And the other, what's her name again?
Nisa.
Nisa.
He said she came here on a ship.
Yep, you guys found her. You guys basically found her in like a container. She was basically shipped over. She was used as a form of entertainment, kind of. Damn it. Blah, 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 blah. I don't remember what the fucking guy's name is again. Zariel Menge. He
Mm.
was she was used as a sex slave.
Mm.
Because of her morphling background, he enjoyed making her morph into something different every night.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
So she doesn't like males.
let's just say that, Nisa, well, once we, got her here, the things that she'd experienced, she's not too fond of, men. It's again, it's kind of a tough subject for her.
So it seems that Elena likes to rescue young children that have had a troubled past.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Some would call them broken dolls or some such. Those people don't know their strength.
Thank
What
you.
they've endured would not wish on anyone. But in a way, it's kind of made them who they are. So, it's
Are they
unfortunate.
usually always at her side?
Yes.
Even now?
Wouldn't doubt it.
We're referencing she's in the room with Thane right now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'd be with her right now?
I bet they're by her side.
Have you ever seen them not by her side?
Have I?
Very rarely, but on occasions, yeah. You've seen Nisa drunk 2 or 3 times on her own, and she usually gets into a bar fight and kicks the piss out of everybody in the room.
Damn.
And then Soren has 2 spots that he likes to retreat to, but nobody ever knows where. And he's been seen meditating, and he comes back usually very, very late at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually, it's a rumor. Nobody's actually seen him leave Elena's side. It's just rumors that he goes off on his own. He's kind of a weird character, and everybody just kind of leaves him to his
Pretty
space.
reclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, between you and me, Soren may be a bit of a recluse. That's not hard to tell, but there have been rumors of him going off somewhere occasionally. And what he does there, maybe he meditates or something. But whatever he does, it seems to keep him pretty sane. Very quiet though, understandably. Nessa, well, I witnessed one of her rare but famous bar fights. Kicked the shit out of everyone in the room. And yeah, it's quite a show.
So,
she's used to that, to having that reputation. Word gets around.
Speaking of bar fights, I'm down to. I either want to get out of here, or if we're gonna sit around and talk, we should head somewhere we can get a drink.
Yeah, well,
Stop.
if
You stopped by the Diggers Inn. I know we wanted to talk to Bogar there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, maybe once we finish up the rest of the shopping, I think some of your compatriots wish to go a couple other places. Yeah? Aye?
Yes, I wanted to go by the magic shop. So.
Righto. Anywhere else? May have to-
I would just like to go to the general store.
General store? Are those anywhere near each other?
The magic shop is kind of right here-ish, and the Diggers Inn is right here-ish.
So that's the magic shop.
Correct.
That's the inn.
And the general store is right here-ish.
Okay. Well,
it just so happens that general store and the magic shop are a catty corner from each other. So you can quite easily go there, and those who wish to go to one place may go, and those who wish to go to the other may also. I think I can trust you well enough to not get into trouble,
I think we put someone to sleep.
I think it's,
It's Diablo's dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
He has loud dogs.
Yeah.
You can hear them snoring.
Right.
I'm ready to maybe sit down and have a drink, maybe think some things over.
Alright, well, the tavern is also not far away. But, at least wait to start the fighting until I get there. Okay.
Can do.
No promises.
We promise.
Good. You make sure. She, will look pointedly at Freya, like, keep an eye on these motherfuckers.
Don't worry.
In fact, it's like, she'll just, like, quickly in Elvish say, can trust you to watch them, aye?
And I'll answer back in Elvish that I can keep it under control.
I'm gonna answer back in Elvish. Don't worry about us.
I was waiting for that.
Alright then. Wait, who said that?
Morn.
Warren,
Huh?
the big man that wants to do the bar fights.
With just the faintest hint of sheepishness, I'll respond. Well, so you're a learned gentleman. Good on you. And then she'll slip back into common. Right then, shall we go?
Lead the way.
Alright.
All right. And I'll go to that corner with the enchanters and the general store.
Okay.
And as
Right down there.
once we get there, I will point to the tavern. and
The
say-
tavern is going to be Boran.
Said it.
Say it again.
Boran. Boran.
I thought we wanted to go to the muddy. What was the place at the King's?
The Digger's Inn is where we.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
one person
So
said.
that's the Digger's Inn, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
So
the
I'm telling
magic
them.
shop is here, and that is Boof.
Booth or booth?
Boof. B-O-O-F.
Okay,
Bouffant.
gotcha.
And the general store is Mald. M-A-L-D.
These are the personnel.
Correct.
Got ya.
And the one thing that you were wanting to, the one piece of information that you will let them know is that Boof is a 300 or 400-year-old dwarf, and he's hard of hearing.
He's a 300 what?
He's like a 300 or 400-year-old dwarf. And
Okay.
he's very hard of hearing.
Yeah, Booth is a bit, he's going deaf. So, you may need to talk pretty loud to him, just a word of warning. And you may also, if you're sensitive to noise, you may want to plug your ears a bit.
Alright. That's no problem.
It's a word of advice. Those of you who want to the tavern, you're gonna go talk to Boren, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, go talk to Boren. He'll get you set up with some food or drink, whatever you like. And if you're going to the general store, I'm sorry, what'd you say the general store owner's name was?
Mald.
You'll
It's
go,
a older gnome lady.
You'll go chat with Mald, old gnome lady. She'll get you
Very
right
well.
set.
Alright, let's go.
Diablo is like, done.
I'll go with I'll go with paying to the magic shop.
I'm headed for the tavern.
Alright. So I'll just walk in and... Yep.
It's very nicely done. You said Boof?
Isn't that his name?
He's hard of hearing, so he's shouting.
Yeah, I was yelling.
Oi,
Yes.
old boofer. You in?
You see, as you walk in, you see a very short dwarf and a beard that comes down, hits the floor, and actually wraps around his feet on both sides, and a top hat that's like up, and then like a witch's hat, and goes all the way down and touches the middle of his back, and just like long gowns, and he's just like putting things on the shelf, and then walking back and walking the other direction. He's just like gathering and putting books away.
Alright, I'll try to walk a bit closer to see if I can catch his eye.
Just continually putting books up.
Boof!
Just so y'all know, I'm like standing out kind of on the street corner in between the two shops.
Is there like a
Okay.
hole? Is there like a hole in the bookcase where he's looking and putting books up?
Yeah, there would be.
Can I just like look through it at him?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can I help you?
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna just be like, I'm looking for. What do you have? What do you have for sale here? I can't yell. I can't really yell here.
No,
I
yeah,
need something.
I understand that.
Oh, god damn it. I shouldn't have yelled like that.
You wake her up. Yeah, don't
I don't
wake
know.
the kid up. Yeah, don't wake the kid up, buddy. What kind of underpants do you want?
No underpants. I want to know what you're selling.
Selling?
Yeah.
What's on the shelves?
Alright, what?
Look around.
Alright, I'll look around. I'll take a look around.
There's like little knickknacks all over the place. There's some bags that are hanging. You kind of notice like two of them. They look exactly like Freya's. You see some cloaks. You see a couple pieces of armor. Like they got big old, like everything's got a price tag on it. And like some of them have like really long price tags. You see a couple cloaks. You see there's like a little like kind of like a jewelry store. There's like a case that goes all the way around that has glass in it, and there's like decks of cards, there's a wand, there's a couple rings, there's a necklace, there's a couple like gauntlets or like bracelets almost. There's a gauntlet that has like really long, almost pointy fingers on the end of it.
I'm gonna start looking at the rings, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know what they do. I don't know. I guess is he still putting books away?
He's just kind of looking at you, just
I'll just start picking up rings and I'll be like, and just like pointing at him and be like, I just kind of like what does it do? Like kind of like a.
he starts walking over, and he like leans into the back room. Hey! Connor! Help! About 5 minutes go by, you hear some rustling, and out walks a very tiny little dwarven girl. Very cute. She's got pigtails on both sides, and she's got a little mustache. And she just walks up. Can I help you?
Oh yes. Can you? I just wanted to know what these what kind of rings you're selling here.
Well, that one right there is a ring of protection and gives you +1 to armor. These other two, that one wards against electricity, and this one right here wards against necrotic damage.
I'm actually really interested in this. I like the ring with the AC protection. I want this, the ring of protection. How much?
That one's 3,600 gold.
What?
Ouch.
Yeah. It's a really good item. Grandpa can't hear very well.
Hmm.
Sorry, King. So you have like personal gold that you can add to part of like the party pot that you'd be using.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I can't wear armor.
I mean, you let me buy my great axe, 45 gold. I think it's fair that we let Ping buy his thing.
For 3,600 gold.
Yeah, I mean, no.
Yes, is that a lot?
That's a lot.
Oh,
And actually-
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm not even technically with them. I'm at the
And
tavern.
actually,
Sorry.
it's a +2 to AC. My bad.
Ooh.
For that price.
That's very good.
I'm not technically there either. I'm in the middle.
Yeah, I forgot that I wasn't.
I'm trying to see if I have anything I could.
Have anything to trade? Caw.
No, that's what I'm looking for.
Metagaming pigeon.
Have you got anything to trade?
Do you hear all those pigeons?
I have dark vision.
Don't.
Okay. Can I go back to cleaning or
No.
you gonna buy? Okay.
I'm trying to see if I have anything in here that might be worth trading for you. Maybe I could.
Okay. I'll
Hey.
wait.
Clara? Was it Clara? Was that her name?
What?
Like Anna?
Oh, Kana.
Can't.
Kana.
Kana.
Hey, Kana, thanks so much for the help. I'm looking for a cloak of protection or maybe a cloak of displacement. Either one of those.
Ooh, wait. I go back. On.
What about a cloak of Elvenkind?
For me.
Huh?
Can I have a cloak of Elvenkind instead of a short sword +2?
Let me look up here. Cloak of Elvenkind. Yeah.
It's like my boots.
Yep. I will give you that. You can have that. All right. Cloak of. Let me go check the back really quick. Grandpa, I'll be right back. And she like screams in his ear and walks into the back. You hear some like rummaging and he just stands there and he's like kind of drooling into his beard a little bit, but he's just smiling. You see anything that you like?
I'll just give him a thumbs up. Really good stuff. Yeah.
And his hand is like super like Alzheimer's, like just shaking all over the place. Just she comes back 5-ish minutes later. She sets down 2 cloaks. One looks like a cloak of displacement, but it's not. It's a cloak of tendrils. So it gives you advantage on all stealth rolls. And when in shadows, it gives you a +2 to your stealth roll. The other one is a cloak of protection, and it is a +1 to AC, and that one is 2,600 gold.
So when we started, you guys may have covered this. Do we have an idea of like how much party gold each of us can dip into?
Yes.
What was that number?
So I need to actually like add this back up because I've made notes of who's used what too on here. I believe it was 9,100 left. Ping used 250. I believe it was for. I don't remember what it was for.
Probably for what was quarterstaff.
Yeah, and then we did. Captain Angle was 875. Morn used 23 gold. Then the tent was 23 or 32 gold. The horses were 495. And then Morn just used another 45.
So I'm looking for 900.
Yeah, you would have that.
Okay.
I mean, like what? I don't know.
Hold on 1 second. Let me see how I can divvy this out.
Because I don't have shit to trade, so I need to see if I have enough.
Okay, so technically, before taking out anything else, or taking out your 250, you would have had 2163 available.
Oh, okay.
So that gives you, you'd have 1913.46.
All right. Cool.
So I'll do that. I'll just went to mom, asked for some money, and I'll dip into my personal gold for the rest.
So you took
Yeah,
900, Kaz?
Yeah. Or just call it 1,000.
Alright.
I'll exchange the gold, give the old man a thumbs up, big smile.
Yeah. And I guess I'll be like, thank you, and I'll turn around and walk away.
You're welcome. Thank you.
How much was
Have a
the
good day.
cloaks for 2,600?
The cloak was 2,600.
We need to go do some bounty hunting.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Meanwhile, at the tavern.
Yep, I'm back at the tavern. I'm gonna go back to the tavern.
I know I went to the tavern. So I
I'll
probably
go with
would
Ping back. I guess we'll leave together and head there.
So I would have probably had a table or something.
I'm gonna look for someone who I would assume is the innkeeper, barkeep, or whatever.
Yep.
While they were doing that, I would have walked into the general store as well.
We could do the
So-
store first.
The general store is a small gnome female, older, like middle-aged older. And she's just stocking and redoing things and cleaning the store, sweeping and whatnot.
I'll walk up to her and say, "Hello. Would you happen to be Mauled?"
Ah, that I am.
Yes. I was looking to purchase a few things.
Ah, yes. What would you like?
I'm looking for 2 sticks of incense for ritual burning,
Okay, we do have that.
along with 2 small pouches of grain or wheat.
So the incense. You said wheat?
Yeah, wheat.
Okay. The 2 sticks of incense will cost you, we'll say, 5 gold. And the bag of wheat will cost you like 50 silver.
And I need 2 small pouches of grain.
So, I would say a gold altogether.
All right, so yeah, so 6 gold.
Yes.
And then could I get some weaver's tools as well for making clothes and whatnot?
Weaver's tool. Okay. That'll cost you 1 gold.
Yes, and then to go along with that set of tools, maybe like a roll of cloth to practice on.
Uh, 7 copper.
All right, that'll be all. So I'll drop 7 gold and 7 copper into her hand.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Have a nice day. And I'll
You as
exit
well.
the store and make my way to the tavern.
Yeah.
I see the group coming out of the magic shop.
I think it was just Kaylin. Oh, sorry, no, Kaylin was at the general store. Kaz and Ping were at the magic store.
Right, and Freya and Morn went to the tavern.
Yes.
Okay.
So for
I see.
just for sake of time, we don't have to go through it. But Ginger, I'd also like to find a gilded flower.
Gilded flower.
Yeah, so like a flower dipped in gold or some kind of metal. This is a gilded flower worth at least 300 gold.
So I would say you can get the flower from the herbalism shop, which will cost like 5 copper. To gild it, you would need to go probably to the blacksmith and pay we'll say 75 gold and then another 25 gold for labor, because that would be 1 pound of gold, and then you would melt it down to have them melted it down, and then yeah, that would give you your gilded flower.
Okay, perfect.
Can I have gone to the general store and bought like several days worth of provisions?
Yep, we'll say you went in there at the same time as Kaylin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just got a bunch of rations.
rations. 5 cost.
I also need a crystal vial, if they would have that.
Herbalist, probably, or alchemist.
So we'll
Some-
say
Someone in the town would, right?
5 silver a ration.
Okay. Let's see
And
here.
then, what were you looking for?
A crystal vial.
Crystal vial.
Oh,
Actually, a general store might have that too.
wait. Never hurts to have a few more. It's 5 silver. I'll buy 4. So that takes me 20 silver down. Okay. I've got.
So I would say I'm not really
Whoops.
finding a whole lot, but I would say probably. So a vial is not the same as a crystal vial, correct?
Yeah, so I need a crystal vial that's worth 400 gold, so I'm assuming it would cost me 400 gold.
Yeah. Okay.
Clicked the wrong button.
So I'll remove 400. I'm just looking for confirmation that I would be able to find it somewhere.
I would say it takes you a while, and you ask around, you ask Henri, she's able to guide you towards somebody that has some, and it doesn't even, like, that they don't have it, but it's something that they're just using, and you manage to buy one off of them. It's from the Wizard's Tower, and they had like 7 or 8 of them, and you managed to buy one off for 410 gold.
Perfect.
400 for the flask, and then 10 gold just because they price marked up.
Yep.
for you.
Perfect.
What is it that you're getting?
The
Shit.
crystal vial.
Ah. Yeah. Got a spell that needs that, eh?
You don't know me.
Fair enough.
Oh, Kaz.
Fair enough. So
Very.
once is everyone ready to regroup at the tavern?
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I will sort of usher those I know to be not at the tavern towards the tavern once everyone's back together.
Okay.
And we'll go in.
Meanwhile, in the tavern,
If, they're going with me.
Yep.
Okay.
Meanwhile, in the tavern, you guys have alcoholic drinks.
Morn was
Cost
gonna
you
ask her approach the bartender or something like that, or
2
innkeeper.
silver for a pitcher. Yeah,
Are you boring?
that I am.
Yeah, can hit me up with some beer, but I actually want to ask you a question too.
Shoot! As he starts to pour, like, out of the cask into this, like, big old giant looking container. What can I help you with?
I heard that you deal with some of the refugees that get sent here.
I help with placement.
Would you happen to know if a girl named Argan came through here?
Yes, just recently. She's with the foster family right now.
And what about a boy named Jonathan?
Small boy, about this tall, human.
Yeah, yep, that'd be him.
Yeah, he was in here with his father. They're set up on the north side of town.
You said with his father, the butcher.
Yep,
He made his way up
believe-
too.
I believe he set up another butcher shop here in town.
Glad to hear it.
Yep, nice folk.
Yeah, nice boy. I'm gonna have to.
Here's your beer.
Thank you. And where would I mean, I think people in my party might want to go talk with Argan. Do you know where her foster family is?
Unfortunately, I don't know so well.
That's okay.
I do know that they are of elven kind, and she is with somebody that looks like her, and she was very happy last time I saw her.
But they're taking care of her, you said?
Yeah, I would assume so.
It's good to hear. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
no
gonna-
problem.
I'll bring the beer over to the table.
Beer! 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 Beer!
I'll be like, hey, Freya, I talked to Boren.
Yeah?
Said that Argon came through just a day ago, or no, not a day ago, earlier. And, well, foster family has taken her in, and apparently she's doing well. So I think you'd be glad to hear that.
I'm
That's
gonna
good.
give a big smile, and I'm happy she made it safe.
Do you remember Jonathan? He's here too. He came up with he caught up with his father, and apparently they've set up another butcher shop here. So
At least our decisions weren't bad ones. To trust them.
Good to know something we did wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold out a glass for the beer that Mornbrack backed.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
I'm gonna tip
May I
it
have
back.
a mug?
About 6 minutes later, the rest of the group walks through the door.
Oh.
Andre, Kaz, and Kalen.
Hey, a couple more glasses, and another round, please.
Or
Well,
did you already go back?
I thought we were all back already. I'm sorry.
Well, technically, me and Morn would have gotten there first, and then Pingy probably would have shuffled in, and then the rest of everybody.
No matter. We're all here.
Yeah. I was just
Yeah.
like sitting here talking like I was here. Fucking.
So you do all
Yeah.
the same thing. That's what we're used to.
You got your picture.
Bottoms up. Another round.
I partake.
Oh, I'm two behind. Give me another one.
Boring comes over and sets a bunch of glasses on the table.
Thank you, Boren.
You're welcome. Here's your another pitcher. I owe you from last time, anyways. So
Thank you much. Have you got any wine in at the moment?
I believe I got a couple bottles in the back. Would you like one?
I would.
All right, I'll be right back.
Good choice, man. Sounds good.
He comes back like
Yeah. Little wine.
couple minutes
Whiskered.
later. Puts the bottle on the table. Walks into
Thank
the
you
back.
much. How much I owe you?
We'll just subtract that from the beer since you didn't really want the beer anyways. So
All right then.
yeah. Well, we'll see you around. I'm gonna go back. I gotta clean the back.
Yeah, I understand. I'll pop the wine open. Pour myself a little bit. Anyone else? It's good stock.
No, thank you.
No.
I'm actually
Yeah.
curious about the good stuff that Morn actually has in his backpack, even though we're stocked up on beer right now.
Yes. Almost
we'll have to
forgot
save
about
that.
that.
We'll have to save it for a rainy day.
Going once.
I mean, yeah, the stuff tastes like water compared to Thane's, but still good. I'm gonna take a glass and pour a little bit of the beer and hand it to Kalen. Be like, you gotta have something.
No, I believe I've told you this already. I don't drink.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm very sure. And especially after what happened last time, I'm not letting you give me a glass ever again.
Oh, memories.
You're rather a spot of the better stuff.
No, I don't partake in any. Not
He does.
only do I like to stay sharp.
Did Warren just say
and-
he does?
On occasion.
Fair enough. Well, suppose it's more for me. I'll start drinking my wine.
I'm gonna tip some more back. I'm gonna look around the room. Do I see any familiar faces?
Speaking of, in the very far corner of the bar, in the darkest corner underneath the stairs, you see Nisa up against the wall with her feet up, and she is scowling at your whole group. And she's got like 3 or 4 empty glasses in front of her, and she's basically holding the pitcher of beer and just sipping out of it.
That she's scowling at our party.
Yeah, she's just scowling.
Do I notice this?
Do I notice? Yeah, do we all notice or no? It's just her.
Just Freya. Well,
I was gonna say, should I roll
I was right at a table,
No.
so we knew where we were sitting.
My passive
Yeah.
perception is 15, if that helps.
yeah, I would say anybody over 14, you notice it.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Well,
get up and approach her.
And I'll go over with her.
If I definitely
Kind of
noticed
like
that,
hanging behind
I-
a little bit.
I have over a 14. If I noticed that, I would have just been staring right, goofy look back at her.
Who recognizes? We all recognize her, right? 'Cause she was with Elena earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's hard to miss. I mean, she's got shaved head with the mohawk down the center.
Yeah. Yep.
Back into a ponytail. Yeah, she's hard to miss.
I'm gonna approach her.
Okay.
Good evening. Do you mind if I ask you where Elena is right now?
What else do you think she's doing? Ripping off that fuckhead's balls.
Okay. So you're here and she's there. Who's with her?
Probably Soren. Should be alright for the time being. She's not helpless. I just need a little drink to ease the tensions of the day.
Yeah,
Damn
has
it.
been an interesting one.
Yeah,
Aye.
Andre. When you're babysitting a bunch of fuckheads like this that come into the city,
Oh, I'm just keeping him honest.
I understand that. I'm not blaming you any. Just keep the big dum-dum in the back over there, you know, on his side of the table.
Am I close enough to hear this?
Roll a perception.
No. More. No.
And actually, she made the comment about ping and Morn, so you guys can both make perception to see if you guys hear it.
Well, I have a passive perception of 15, so. You said
This is more just to see if you can't hear it over.
Oh, I'm not even trying to listen.
Oh, then no.
Okay.
If you're not trying to listen, like
No,
actively
I don't
listen.
really care right now.
Yeah,
Ping don't hear shit.
yeah, no. You guys don't hear it at all.
Right, well, if I don't really see things being a problem, but
Oh, neither did I. As long as they keep their dicks in their pantses.
you'll be assured that I won't let anything like that happen.
That's good. I appreciate that.
dicks in their
You're
pantses.
Just so you know, we have very
You know my
honorable
blade is fast.
group. We have a very honorable group of gentlemen. Not something you have to worry about.
And if there are any
Slams,
problems, you know I have a
slams the
fast
thing
blade.
down. Slams the whole pitcher down, leans forward. Yeah, I know you got a fast blade. Men have fast dicks too. I've seen what honorable men can do. She stands up, spits on the ground one more time, pulls her pants up a little bit, cracks her back, grabs both of her blades. No worries. I'm fast with mine too, and I'm really good at circumcising. And walks out the front door.
Yeah. I'll turn to Freya
one.
and just be like, she's quite the firecracker.
She has something up her ass.
Well,
She's had a lot of things
Quite.
up her ass.
might be a little bit of a poor choice of words.
God, I don't make it so dark.
Poor
Yeah.
phrasing. But
I just mean. Yeah, whatever.
I know what you meant.
Well, that didn't go how I hoped it would have gone, but oh well.
gonna
She's
burp.
quite slow to open up to anyone, really. Probably only Elena and maybe Soren.
I don't really care to have her open up to me. I was just hoping to get a little bit of information.
She's
Probably not the
tight-lipped
right
on that
time.
too. Yeah, not when she's off the piss.
Yeah, and when you look down at the table, there's 3 pitchers and 6 cups empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like
Dang.
gone. Like she's like Morn class drinker.
Damn.
I'm gonna shrug and. Alright, I guess we'll go back to the table then.
Righto.
I'm gonna sit back down and throw another drink back.
Like, what was that all about?
It's probably not the right time, but I need to find something out.
Well, not sure if I'd call that brave or stupid, but she's not too mean to most. As long as you keep your distance.
It's probably
Mostly when she's
stupid.
drunk. A little bit column A, little column B.
Sometimes you have to do what you gotta do if you want answers.
Certainly respectable.
Do you happen to know where Alina is keeping her play toy right now?
I do, don't I?
Mm-hmm. And you're not too keen to let them know because they are still kind of outsiders, but you do know.
Yeah. I do.
Would you be willing to share that with me?
Hmm.
And only me. You don't necessarily have to share it with everybody.
Ask me later. I'll think about it.
Very well.
I'll sip my wine. We're giving her just a slight sidelong glance.
I'm gonna give her a raised eyebrow.
I'll raise my eyebrow in response.
Ah, yeah.
I'm gonna give her a slight nod.
Do a roll off for eyebrow raisedness.
And I'll just sort of raise my other eyebrow too, and then go back to neutral.
Am I pissed drunk yet? I'll knock another one back.
I'll pour myself a second glass.
Constitution saving throw war. Freya. Man, if you guys were to have a fight, tonight would be the night.
When we're all drunk.
Lucky
Yes,
die.
you already left.
Lucky die is not lucky tonight.
Oh.
Yep. It hits you right before you start downing that last drink. It just washes over you, and just the effects of the alcohol start to take hold, and you can just feel yourself getting kind of that sloshy, like, I feel pretty good.
Excellent. I've reached the Holy Land.
I think you need to have words with Kaylin.
I'm gonna look at Caitlin. Caitlin, I've reached the Holy Land. Is this what it's like to be you?
At this point, I'm probably deep in my book, and I'll just look up and I'll say, "I don't think you're going to get there anytime soon."
Oh.
And I'll go back.
Oh!
Oh,
Dinner.
Oh, anybody got ointment?
I'm gonna glare at him.
Apply cold water to the burned area.
I'm gonna glare at him
All of
and
it.
say, "Neither are you, being that you're a zombie."
Oh.
Do I hear this?
I mean, you're sitting at the table literally like a foot away. Yeah, I would assume you heard that. I heard the entire table heard it.
Raised eyebrows.
Back to our drinks.
I'm gonna look at Onray and be like, "It's a long story."
I'll
He's
lower my.
I'm gonna be like, hey, what does that make me?
Well, if Kaylin is a zombie, Ping is the headless horseman.
I'll lower my book and I'll give
Raised
you a very,
eyebrow and a double blink.
I'll lower my book and I'll give you a very serious look, and I'll say, "Give me enough time and I'll show you a real one."
I love the idea of like Kaylin giving her a burn and then casting create water to give her like ice. Here's your burn
I swear you're
for the burn I just gave you.
Oh, baby. Kaylin's threatening. Oh, baby.
Don't worry, Kaylin. I know you're not a zombie. Just a very mean thing to say.
Oh, baby.
I'll smile and go back to my book.
Hey, Kaylin.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna belch super loud.
I'm gonna start poking him.
Why is everybody picking on Caitlin? Every time. This is what happens when we go to the tavern.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start poking him, like right in the back of the shoulder, like.
It's like almost in between the shoulder blades.
Yeah.
Okay, Kaylin.
Do I
you
see any
just
rock?
every second or so you just feel like a
I'm holding my book with one hand. I'll close it with like a snap, and I'll look over to Andre and I'll say, "Is there a graveyard in town? I think I might want to raise some real friends."
Well, not sure I should tell you in that case.
I'll just open my book again and go back to it.
She's like kind of smiling, but her eyes are pretty serious.
Every other second as you're reading your book, it's just like a
Is there anything that I can pick up and throw, aside from a cup?
A cup.
I'm gonna throw.
Cheeses.
And what?
Meats and cheeses.
I'm gonna throw a piece of cheese at Ping.
Okay.
Nat 20.
Oh God.
Literally, just like the all the memes of like those people throwing like the cheese slices on people's faces. Ping is poking Kaylin, and Freya just, hey Ping, and just.
Is it stuck to my face?
Oh, it stuck to your face.
I'm just gonna.
Actually, your eyes were open, so it partially hit you in the eyeballs. So it kind of stings. It doesn't feel good.
I'm gonna go like and I'm gonna grab it from my face, and once I realize what it is, I'm just gonna take a bite of it, and then I'm
It's good cheese. It's good cheese.
and then I'm gonna walk over to Freya.
Okay.
I'm gonna glare at him.
So in my mind, and I'm not telling you to do this, but in my mind, the only thing that I can think about in the back of Ping's pocket that he's just waiting inevitably one day to use on you is the
No!
potion of ever shitting. I'm just waiting for him to one day.
That
Oh yeah, Ping, day 2, like of our session, like session 2, bought I made a homebrew potion that in an area of like, what is it, like 10 by 10 I think it was. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to find it again. Basically, it incapacitates targets and makes you just shit yourself uncontrollably.
For how long?
I think it was a minute.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One full round of just uncontrollable shitting.
God damn.
And he still hasn't used it. I'm actually quite proud of him, but at the same time, I'm just waiting one day for Ping to just be like, "Alright, boys, I got this," and just like potion of shitting.
would be a good thing to do on an enemy too.
Yeah.
I gotta find it. I did write it down. Oh, there it is. Yep, Constitution saving throw, DC 13, 5x5 square, the uncontrollable shitting bomb.
Fuck, I love it.
It's right there.
That is
Ping
most
is-
excellent.
Ping is still holding onto it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk over to Freya and I'm just gonna with a piece of cheese and I'm just gonna be like that. I'm not even gonna know what to say. I'm gonna be like, that was good, and I'm gonna like just plop right, like squeeze right beside her and I'm gonna just intent to just annoy her for the rest of the night.
So Ping has now stood up, sat down next to Freya, and has gone from doing this on Galen to turning and going meh, meh on Freya's like shoulders, just meh, meh, meh.
I'm gonna grab another piece of cheese, and slap it on his face.
I would say, yeah, roll the hit.
Better hope he doesn't scratch you.
Can I not? Can I not dodge it?
I mean, you're sitting real
Try.
close. So she,
You
without
just,
even,
I mean, you see it coming potentially.
without even realizing it, as you're poking her and making fun and like laughing and grinning, she's like slowly slid her hand across the table, grabbed the cheese, and in one motion, didn't throw it. She kind of slaps it to your face.
Exactly.
In one swift movement, you just feel like a, and it's like, oh, and it's all stuck to the top of like Ping just right here.
I'm gonna smirk.
And
Two
the
can
whole
play
time,
game.
the
Two.
whole time, Ping is still doing, eh, eh, eh.
I'm gonna take off the piece of cheese, and I'm gonna attempt to just like push it into her mouth.
Oh, pink cheese! What would you roll for that?
I'm thinking. Give me a second here.
Probably a sleight of hand.
I'm
Sleight of hand
debating,
right in front of
I'm
somebody's face. though?
debating between sleight of hand and or like a grapple.
I was
I mean,
gonna say.
I think it's straight dex. It's definitely a dex.
I was gonna say, because it
Because-
wouldn't really be sleight of hand, because it's like right in front of my face. I feel like it's not really a
But he's
grapple.
gotta grab the mouth and shove it in. I mean, it's not like he's just like slapping it into your face and then going,
Well,
"Ah, it's in your mouth."
Freya, are you not laughing? What is your expression right now?
I mean, I smirked and I said, two can play at that game.
Oh.
So I'm smirking, but I'm not
Oh.
laughing necessarily.
Oh.
Ping roll athletics and Freya roll acrobatics. We'll go that way. Here we go.
Nat 20.
Baby.
Holy shit.
Who's sitting to the right of Freya?
I have no idea. We probably should have figured this out.
Probably me. I don't know.
Okay, so Ping, grab the cheese. And you think you got her distracted, and with the left hand, just like you kind of like grab the back of her head, and you go to shove it into her mouth. And as you do that, she just kind of like rolls her head to the side, and it glances off the cheek and towards Henri. Henri, roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Here comes the pink cheese.
Anything above 15. Ooh.
Oh,
Last second, you see a palm with a piece of cheese right at your face, and you just are like, ooh, and like up out of the chair, and like spilling a little bit of wine.
Can I try to snatch the cheese as I do?
Make a acrobatics. No, athletics.
Okay.
Cheese snatch. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The hand goes by, and it's almost like like Buddhist palm, like he's like trying to do some kind of like martial arts movement, and he's just like, yeah. And he just,
I just duck my head out of the way and
it's
go,
like Henri,
yoink.
Henri just like sits back quickly with the wine, and with the empty hand just goes, yoink.
What other food do we have on the table?
I'll just go,
Meats and cheeses.
and I'll just turn to Ping and be like, oh, why thank you. Was wanting some cheese with my wine.
Oh, you're welcome.
It just takes a bite and takes a sip.
I'm gonna prop my head on my. So I'm gonna put my elbow on the table and prop my head on my hand, and kind of grin at Ping.
I'm gonna take a piece of meat off the table, set it on one end of my fork, slam my fist down on the other end, and I'm aiming at Ping.
And you're aiming at it, Ping?
Yeah. As well as you can aim that in that general direction.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna get hit.
Two
Who
things.
knows if it'll be Ping?
Roll a d6. And yeah, roll a d6. Okay. Roll a to attack.
So I guess that's.
Improvised weapon.
And then. So what would that be?
That's just a straight roll.
Yep.
Okay. Kaz, you're sitting there, and he slams his hand onto the table, and the fork goes backwards, and flings the fork / cheese in your general direction.
No, it was a big piece of. It was a big piece of meat.
Oh, okay. Meat and fork, right past the face.
Take his eye out.
So it doesn't hit me; it goes past me, right?
Yeah. It just barely misses you.
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't notice.
See, the nice thing is now D6 actually applies to the group because there's 6 party members, so I can put each one of you as a die.
Perfect.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not phased at all. I'm like, this is normal. This is that tracks.
this is normal.
Kaz is just reading spell books. Oh, yep. Mm-hmm.
So what direction was Kaz compared to me?
To your left.
He was to my left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well I'm gonna make an adjustment then the next time I shoot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use a knife this time
Oh God.
Okay.
because I don't have my fork anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So,
roll a d6.
Did I notice him trying to do that? Like, would I know that he was trying to hit me?
I mean, you just notice him like slamming his fist on the table, doing something, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because it went like the complete opposite direction that he was firing at.
I'm gonna look at Frey. I'm gonna be like, I think he's trying to hit us.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab another piece of cheese and be like, you're the cheese master.
Okay.
I need,
Roll a d20.
Okay.
No, not you, Morn, because you rolled the d6. But okay. Kalen,
Oh no!
you're reading your book, and all of a sudden, out of the corner of your eye, a knife, or not a knife, but yeah, knife and cheese, or not meat. You said meat again, right? Knife and meat go by your face.
Oh, sorry, Caleb.
I'm gonna like hold my book up so it's like direct cover from my face. Just ignore it and go on
He's
reading.
going for half cover.
AC's up now, boys.
Yes, I am the cheese master.
At this point, it's probably around midnight.
Oh. Hit Kaz, or hit not Kaz. Who was it?
Morn.
Morn, yeah.
I'm gonna grab a piece of cheese. And I'm gonna make it look like I'm gonna throw it at Morn.
Do I notice what time it is?
Yeah, you'd probably glance up towards the bar and you would see like the makeshift clock looking deal that they got up above it.
Okay. Well, I don't know how you guys feel about traveling at night. Personally, I don't mind, but if you guys do, we should probably rest soon, or at least procure rooms.
Well, is it, are they in closing?
No, but probably should head out early.
I'm
Drinks
snatching.
are
I'm
right
snatching.
here.
I'm gonna snatch the cheese from Frey. I'm gonna throw it at on Andre as he's talking.
As she's talking,
As she's talking, as she's saying that, I'm gonna just try to throw it at her face.
Can I catch it?
And as she's trying to be serious.
Okay, roll a d20. roll the hit. Roll a d20.
Do I get to roll to try to catch it?
Do you have a feat that allows you to catch cheese?
Most people do.
Yeah, I forewent my ability for improvement for a cheap catching feat.
I assumed as much.
It's gonna pay off eventually.
What's your AC?
It is 17.
Oh.
So, Ping stands up as you're having kind of the serious conversation, and you're telling everybody, you know, hey, come on, I think it's time to go to bed. We'll get up bright and early tomorrow. We'll hit whatever route we want to take. And right as you say that, cheese. And you just see Ping like...
Well, you missed my hand that time.
I'm gonna grab another one and try again.
Can I snatch the cheese out of his hand before he has a chance to throw it? Seeing that he threw it and he keeps throwing cheese, and then I probably would see him going to reach for another piece.
Roll a d20 to attack, Ping.
Can I take the dodge action?
Oh god, no. That's
Yeah.
they're fucked up.
Roll athletics to see if you can't snatch it, Freya.
Alright, I give up.
He winds up, goes to cast the cheese, and in midair she goes, no.
Just smacks it to the ground.
And then sits back.
What's still left on the table with drinks?
When he does that, I just want to control flame and just burn and melt all the cheese. So there are no more pieces of cheese left. It's just melted onto the table.
So, that being said, there's 2 pieces of cheese and like 5 or 6 pieces of meat. And you just see all of a sudden like, and like a little inferno, and you see Kaz in the corner just like twirling her finger. And then she just like stops, and everything is just like crispy. It's black.
Are there any drinks left?
Yeah, there's probably like a quarter of a pitcher.
Oh, so Kaz is a woman.
Yes. Did I say he?
No, you said she, and I was like, couldn't remember if.
Yep.
Okay. Noted. Player knowledge. Andre would know this, because you can see.
Well, who's fin?
I'm sorry, I called you Andre earlier.
Before we go to bed, who's finishing this off with me? I'm gonna
I
point to
will.
all.
Yeah.
Suppose I'll have some.
Roll a Constitution saving throw, Freya. Actually, shit,
I already did this.
This is probably my
Yeah,
third
another one.
drink because I've had I'm 2 glasses of
I
wine
had
in.
20.
That's right.
So Freya is actually holding out. She is drunk as shit, but she's still there.
Still there.
So whoever's on their third drink, roll a
Oh,
con save.
I'm way past 3.
Yeah, but you're kind of an exception. Yours is more along the lines of like 6 before we start doing yours. So if you're at 6, roll a con. Okay. Andre is still alright.
I'm gonna be like,
Feel a little
Freya, why'd you hit me with the cheese?
Ping,
Just this
You started it.
pretty drunk. Morn,
light head fog.
yeah, you feel like a little buzz, but it's like, nah, it's just not the worst you've ever been.
I'm gonna poke Ping in the shoulder. Over and over and over and over again.
I'm just gonna put my head down in shame. I got defeated in everything.
Well, let's hope that's let's hope that's less good than your battle performance.
I'm gonna rub his head after he puts it down.
It's kind of fuzzy. It's not bald anymore. He's got a slight buzz cut, just a little bit longer than normal. It's kind of fuzzy. Feels good. He's got a little scruff for a beard.
I'm gonna walk up to. Is Boren still down there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up to Boren and be like, "You got any champagne?"
Unfortunately, we do not.
Well, that's too bad.
But I
Well-
was instructed that each one of you guys had a room for the night for free.
Oh wow, thank you.
Don't thank me.
Oh,
How much do I owe you for those drinks?
I believe you paid up front. It was 2
Did I?
silver. Yeah.
Might have done that.
Yeah. You're all right. You have a good night, sir.
Thank you.
thank you, Borden.
You're welcome.
One of the kindest, friendliest bar people we've dealt with ever in this campaign.
He's probably the first
Yeah.
one who's not mad at us as we're going to bed.
Well-
King has not started a fight yet, so.
No.
I was hoping for a fight, but it wasn't.
I suppose we should turn in.
Yeah.
I'm 3 sheets to the wind.
Do we all have individual rooms, or is it like
Correct.
2 sleepers?
No,
Yep.
we have one room with one really big bed. We just gotta figure it out.
I jump in the middle of the
All
bed.
in our pajamas.
I jump in the middle of the bed and spread my arms and legs all out.
That would be so mean.
Pink
I'm
sleep.
surprised-
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys don't all sleep in the same room after, Kalen's run-in with the, the blood-sucking lady.
Yes, it is true.
Yeah, we feel safe here though.
Fair enough. Who knows?
but-
There might be more of those in the world.
Do we?
I mean, Morn doesn't feel safe anywhere in this town, but safer, I guess.
No. Yeah, you guys each get a room to yourself. They're very, very nice beds. They're very comfortable beds. Some of the softest you've slept on, and you can't even remember when. They're filled with they're not your normal spring beds or whatever. Like they're like stuffed with straw. They're like stuffed with like sheep's wool and down feather, and they're very, very comfortable.
Have I ever had a bed like this?
No, never.
Okay, I'm actually gonna sleep on the floor.
Yeah, that makes sense. Kaz, this is something really nice for you because you haven't had this since you lived in the city. You and Ping.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the opposite and just soak it in.
I'm
Is
gonna
it-
make sure everybody gets to their room safely.
Is it possible for me to reach the roof of the inn from where I where my room is?
If you chose one of the rooms, you have your own establishment. Like you have a room elsewhere within town that you could
Oh,
go
yeah.
to if you didn't want to stay at the inn. But if you stayed at the inn, yeah, you could pretty much choose whatever room you want. If you wanted to choose one that was close to a window that led you to the roof, yeah, you definitely could.
Yeah, I want to do that. I'll stay with the group for the night, but I'll head out up onto the roof for a little bit. Is the moon out?
Yeah, it's bright, very very bright.
I will spend part of my. I'll spend my entire trance up there, just sitting in the moonlight.
Okay. You guys go to bed, thinking of. Oh no, okay.
I was gonna say I was gonna make sure everybody got back to their room safely. And then I'm going to try and sneak out.
Make a stealth check.
Once I would have gotten to my room, I would have spent like the first 2 hours of like my long rest or whatever, sleeping. I would have spent the first 2 hours practicing with those weaver's tools, starting to get to work.
Okay. As you go to leave the inn, Boran notices you leaving. Have a good night, ma'am. It's really late outside. Don't be out too late, I guess.
I'm gonna throw him a peace sign and walk.
Deuces.
Deuces.
Is that sign of the Underdark?
Yeah, right?
Is she a drow?
So, you need to use... What do you use for the weaver tools? Anybody help me? I don't know. What it should be. I want to say...
I want to say proficiency takes a long time, but I think we can speed it
I
up if
think
we
it's
want.
it's a dex. So
Probably dex, yeah, because you're working with your fingers a lot.
Yeah, Weaver's tool should just be a roll plus a dex and not proficient unless you obviously are proficient.
Unless you attain proficiency.
Yep.
Yeah, let's just go... Yeah, we'll go with that, because I'm not seeing... Oh yeah, here it is. Add your proficiency bonus to any ability check, but you're not proficient. So, dexterity... Yeah, I would say dexterity. Straight dex plus your... Oh, yeah, so just roll dex.
Sure.
Okay. It's not something that you're used to.
Oh yeah, I got a long road to go.
Yeah, you're having like a really, really hard time. Like your hands, growing up where you were learning in the monastery, you're more like farming tools, like big tools. Like you're just used to like the larger projects. So to actually fine tune and fine details, it just practicing with that roll of fabric, what you try to make doesn't turn out at all. And the stitches are rather large. A lot of it's like big holes and draped into the sides. So, all right, Freya, what are you up to?
I'm going to try and locate said location that Elena was at.
Okay.
So I'll probably wander. It's probably. Is there any people out? Probably not.
It's like 2 a.m.
Is this happening within like the first little bit of everybody's long rest?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, yeah, within the first 10 minutes or so after everybody got back to the room. I probably would have went in, waited a minute or two.
I didn't mean to say that I would be spending the first like hour or so still awake and like staring at the moon.
So I would say,
What
what's your
no,
passive? You said 15.
15 is my passive. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely notice her leave.
Hmm.
You see a cloaked figure, hood up, leave the front door, pull the cloak around herself, and disappear into the night.
Can I try to follow her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So make a stealth check.
Let's see. I think my cloak gives me advantage on that, does it not?
I believe so.
Yep. Okay.
So I think you only have to roll once because these rolls are always rolling twice, and we'll just take the...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll have to roll twice. Okay,
Well,
roll again.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
So my cloak sort of, which is usually the same sort of dark aqua color as the one part of my armor, shifts into more of a midnight blue, and I hurry along after her.
As you pull it down over you, it shifts to that darker blue color and kind of blends into the night, and almost as you pull the hood up over your face, it actually almost opaques the rest of the face as well, so that none of your features actually show to the moonlit sky.
Mm-hmm.
And you follow along. Freya, where are you heading?
Would I have any reference, knowing that he's probably like in a dungeon-esque setting,
You have no idea.
and there's no people out?
None that you can see. There's little lights and there's people walking, but from what you can see, it's town's guard.
I guess I would approach one of the towns.
At 2 a.m. Okay.
I mean, I would be wandering needlessly. I don't know. Yeah,
No?
I'm
Okay.
gonna walk up to one. I'm gonna walk up to the town's guard.
Excuse me.
Excuse me, I'm actually looking for Elena. She was, I'm new here, and she was showing me around earlier, and we got separated, and I'm not quite sure where she is.
Roll deception. With disadvantage because you have a cloak on over your head, covered in darkness, and you're sneaking through alleys. Okay. It's 2 a.m., ma'am, and you're out and about, and you got lost from Elena. Yeah, she usually keeps company in her tower. I think you might need to come with us to answer a couple questions as to why you're out and about right now. And it kind of starts to, him and the other guards start to kind of like circle around you a little bit and get closer.
I'll pop out at this moment and pull down my hood and be like, there must be some sort of misunderstanding.
Oh.
What seems to be the problem?
Oh, hey, hi, Andre. I don't know. She, for some reason, this individual is out and about past curfew, and asking about Elena, saying they got separated at 2 o'clock here in the morning. So we were just gonna, have her come with us to the guard post and have a little conversation.
Well, I'll accompany you then.
Okay.
And I'll sort of shoot a look at Freya. Kind of like, I see what you're doing, kind of thing.
So
And I kind of raise my eyebrows and sigh.
they kind of bring you back to the front where the original, derobe slashed little rooms that you guys were accustomed to while you guys got interrogated. They bring you in there. They sit you down. They begin to ask you questions. You know what you're actually doing out at 2 o'clock in the morning, and well, now it's closer to 3. What your motives are, and yeah.
I have to explain myself now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am looking for Elena. Mainly looking for Elena because Soren is likely with her.
And what's your business with Soren?
Reason to believe that he might be family. And it's important that I talk to him to find out if he is.
Okay. Well, as roll persuasion on the last part and see if they believe you.
Can I roll insight to see if she's? Are you like? Do I believe her? I guess I should say.
Roll insight if you want to check against that. You're new to town and you think the Soren is family for you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Henri, with that, yeah, I mean, from seems sincere. Doesn't seem like she's trying to be deceptive at all.
Okay. I say nothing.
Well, I got separated from my family a very long time when he was very young. And while I could be wrong, I have a really strong feeling that he is family. So, being that it's been so long, I was hoping to have a chance to maybe talk to him a little bit more, just because I really didn't get a chance to feel it out at all before.
Well, as touching as that is, it's, you know, it's 3 a.m. and you know, it is past curfew, so
Well,
How
what
about
would
we-
you do?
how about you just you know, stay in your inn for the night or wherever you're staying, and you know, come morning, maybe try when people are actually awake.
There's a large possibility that I won't have another chance. What would you do if you hadn't seen your family in a long time and you had a small window of opportunity to maybe speak with them?
I don't know, ma'am, but unfortunately, the rules of the town do state curfew, and you know, you were kind of out and about. Technically, if you know, Henri wasn't here with you, you would probably be spending the night in a jail cell and going before the court tomorrow.
So be it.
I do apologize, but please. And they kind of stand you up, escort you towards the door, and start to slowly walk you back towards the inn.
I was going to quietly allow myself to be led back then.
And of course, I'm following.
Takes like 10 minutes or so. Get from one side of the town to the other. They lead you into the inn, bring you in. They watch you walk upstairs to your rooms, and then they step back outside.
Well, you're lucky I decided to follow you. Almost let you go.
I wouldn't have called it luck. I didn't get what I was trying to get either way.
Yes, well, unfortunately, I have somewhat of a responsibility to excuse me, uphold the same laws. But I am sympathetic to your situation.
I appreciate
I'll
that.
See if there isn't something I can do.
That would mean a lot if you could.
We'll wait till the morning.
Very well. Thank you for your help.
Don't mention it.
I'll go into my room.
I'll go back up to the roof.
And I'll stay put this time.
Okay. You guys get a very good rest. Very, very well rest. Those of you that sleep in the beds and actually choose to sleep in the bed, it is some of the best rest you've had in months. The beds are incredibly soft and welcoming, and yeah, it just feels amazing. Morn, nothing's different for you. The floor is the floor. Dirt is dirt. It is what it is. But the rest of you get a very good night's sleep. And that is where we will leave off.
Ooh.